I thought you probably could say better for 50 or 55 minutes in game one and probably
Yeah.
better for a good 40 to 45 in game two. And game three, it was there for the taking, a 3-1 lead after two. And give the Bruins credit, they found a way to come back and get her done. They got a goal fairly quickly, and then around the 10-minute mark, I think they tied it up and then eventually won it in overtime and carried over to a very impressive display by them in game four. But if this series does not go in the end the way the Bombers want it to, they're probably going to reflect on game three.
Yeah, the Bombers actually, they were up, 3-1.
Yes.
And boy, oh boy, they too many odd man rushes in that game, Rob.
Every goal that Estevan scored in that game was on an odd man rush.
Yeah, and you couldn't blame Laser Hume on them, and they got to shore that up. They just have to. But it's funny how these two teams play in the opposition's rink. It's they can't seem to win. So tonight's well, it's obvious it's a very important game, but I say it's more important for the Bombers. They have to rebound after their trip to Estevan.
Well, yeah, because Estevan gets to go home right for the next game, and we know how comfortable they are. Estevan doesn't have near the firepower this year that they had last year, but they're still pretty good in their own building, and as they've shown Flin Flon here in the regular season, I mean, Flin Flon did win one game, but they had a big lead that night too, and the Bruins came back and pushed it to overtime. That's the thing that scares me, though, and I've talked about this lots. I mean, yeah, you can be dominating so much one way, but sooner or later, the law of averages catches up with you, and the streak will end.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's gonna end sooner or later, and but let's give credit where credit is due. This Bomber team has been resilient. They faced incredible adversity, and they've done a great job. Got a few more guys back tonight. Looks like so that's good news. And
tough thing losing Jaden Mercier, though.
That was I just showed you the clip of that.
Yeah, because I actually missed it in the game.
It wasn't a dirty play at all. It was just a mishap, and boy, he went down hard. So yeah, and it's the opposite end of his body from his original injury, so it has nothing to do with his broken foot. It's a shoulder, and I'd be surprised if we see Jaden Mercier back.
Well, I mean, yeah, I haven't heard a prognosis on him, but like I said, when he went down in this, how much discomfort he was in after the game. So we certainly wish to see him back, and I know if the Bombers could somehow push it to beyond this round, then maybe we will get a chance to look at him again.
Yeah.
You mentioned some bodies back. It looks like Jacob Bachler, from what I can tell, is going to take a regular shift. He only played power play in game four, and I know he's not exactly 100% either. And it looks like Zach Kane, and they did have Tremblay out there for warm-ups too. I don't think Tremblay's going to go tonight, but who knows? We might even get a few more bodies back for game six, but they got to win tonight. It's got to be the focus, Mike. You can't go down in the elimination game to Estevan on Sunday. They'll be fired up. They certainly have the momentum coming in tonight. How often have we talked about this? The first 10 minutes of a hockey game? Boy, the first 10 minutes tonight really could tell the tale.
Absolutely, and it's not just, if a goal is scored, it's the pace. And I watched that fourth game, and it just didn't seem like the Bombers.
They were tired.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like. You know what it reminded me of, Rob, was the seventh game you and I did.
It was very similar because Estevan, again, that was a shutout game as well.
Yeah.
But they did such a good job keeping everything to the outside. Flin Flon did get some chances.
Yeah.
Von Sprecken had the chance off the crossbar. And then there was that nice setup to Silvestri that he found on. That was on the 5-on-3. But you take away those two chances, Mike, you'd be hard-pressed to find a really other good one in front of the net.
Yeah, and as I was saying, at the start of that game on Hockey TV, it just had that feel like that seventh game. You could feel it really, let's be honest, in that seventh game, the Bombers really didn't have it. And that seemed like the other night. So they got to come out with a little, as you say, in the first 10 minutes, but a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, a lot of, a hit. I was thinking the other night a fight would do us good, but they can't afford that.
Look at the last time Zach King got in the fight.
Exactly.
And he's finally getting back in action tonight.
Yeah, they can't afford that. So they need goals. They need saves.
You can throw a big hit, the same thing as a fight.
Hits, just something.
And get the crowd behind you.
Exactly right, Rob.
Use that to your advantage.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens tonight. SJHL Coaches Show coming up. We'll talk to respective head coaches, including Mike Regan. He sums up game four, and obviously biggest game of the season for him and his team, just 13 minutes away. We're back with Creighton Furniture Flin Flon Bomber Playoff Hockey. Great to be back at the infamous Whitney Forum right here, 102.9 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Bailey Homes knows that you want your home to be just that, your own. Their ready-to-move homes and on-site builds are customized so that you get exactly what you want. Bailey Homes prides themselves on the quality of the build and providing you with every aspect of their expertise. With years of experience building and moving homes to the north, let Bailey Homes make your dream home a reality. Call toll-free 1-855-773-0217 or visit bailey-homes.ca.
You're on.
Good evening. Welcome to our SJHL Coaches Show. Mike Reagan, the head coach and GM of the Bombers, joins us. Mike, are you happy to be back at the friendly confines of the Whitney Forum?
Yeah, excited. It's going to be a great night here. I think that it's a great challenge for us. No team that's ever won a championship has had an easy sail to the finals, or have to go through some adversity, and that's what we're faced with right now.
It was a tough start for you in Game 4, but and actually I was kind of wondering in my head what kind of a game is this going to be. The team looked a little bit flat, a little bit tired, but I thought as the game went on, once again, I thought your group competed pretty well.
Yeah, that's one thing we've done, ever since we've got these injuries. The guys have really elevated their play and work ethic, and they're very determined, and you can't deny that, the work ethic of these guys and how bad they want it. So, proud of this group, but we got more work to do.
Well, no question about it. It was a best of 7. Now it comes down to a best of 3, and the good news is, if you need it, 2 of the 3 will be here.
Yeah, I think that's what you work all regular season for, is to make sure that you got home ice advantage, at least in the first round. And if it's there for you in a Game 7, then, that's comforting. But we're looking at this as our Game 7 here tonight. We've got to perform here. We've got a couple guys back in the lineup here, and we're excited about getting a few guys.
Who do you have back in tonight?
Well, we're game time decision between either Kane or Tremblay. We'll be back in here tonight, and we've got Ryland Pierce back from suspension as well. So, that's good news for us on the last game. We were playing shorthanded for most of the game. So, we've got 20 guys in the lineup here tonight that are going to be able to play and contribute.
Sounds good to me. One of the factors I thought the first 2 games with Flin Flon, Mike, was you're able to get a lot more traffic in front of Hrdlicka. Do you need to get back in front of him tonight? He's in a bit of a groove. He played pretty well, 35 saves, got the shutout on Wednesday night.
Yeah, I think that we got to get to the blue paint a little bit. There was some loose pucks that we didn't find down in Estevan. We did a good job here at home. We play well at home. We're going to feed off the energy of the crowd, and we'll be better here tonight.
And just need a good first period. I mean, you had a good first period there on Tuesday and actually played pretty well. Maybe a full 60 minutes is a better of rephrasing it. You had the game on Tuesday, like we said, a tough start on Wednesday. It took a while to get back in it.
Well, I think that, it's actually impossible for a team to have a full 60 minutes. I mean, there's going to be ups and downs throughout a hockey game where one team takes momentum and the other team's got to respond and that sort of thing. And I don't think we've played bad at all. Like in Estevan, yeah, we had a little bit of a lull there, but if you take a look at before they scored their first goal, we competed real hard in that, and then we just had like a 5-minute lapse there, and then in Game 3, we've got a 3-1 lead with 10 minutes left, and they scored 2 goals, and we just got to be better at minimizing their chances when they've got the momentum and making sure that they don't capitalize on them. And, we had an earlier chance to put us up 4-1, and we didn't capitalize on it, and, the rest is history. But we can't dwell on the past here, and we just got to move forward. And like you said, it's a best of 3 now.
You mentioned mistakes, a lot of turnovers in the neutral zone both ways. Is that one of the keys, and a little bit shorter dimensions of the Whitney Forum, I get that. But will that be a determining factor, Mike, not even necessarily tonight, but down the stretch here, who makes less mistakes in the neutral zone between these 2 teams?
Yeah, a majority of the game is played in the neutral zone, and you got to clean up that area. And, obviously with the different dimensions here, it's a little bit tighter and stuff like that. But, we play well in our building, they play well in their building, and, I think it's going to come down to who can solve the other team's building. And, we got to make sure that we take advantage of being at home here tonight. And like I said, we're excited about it. We got 2 out of the next 3 at home if need be, and we play well here.
Well, on the crowd, like I said, it's second to none. I mean, like I mentioned to you again, I'm not going to dwell too much on it, but I thought the first period in Game 3 was one of the slowest periods of hockey I've seen all year, and maybe that's because of just how lively it was here the 2 nights before that. I talked to some of your players. They didn't see it the same way as I did. They're on the ice. I get that, but to me, I noticed a big difference, I thought.
Yeah, they're 2 different buildings, and I think that you got to play to your strengths, and obviously they know how to play in their building, and we know how to play in ours. But like I said, we can't worry about what's going on in Estevan right now. We've got to worry about what's going on in the Whitney Forum here tonight, and take care of business here, and give ourselves a chance to put their backs up against the wall here after tonight.
How big is the first 10 minutes?
I think first 10 minutes in any game is important, but I think for our morale and our energy and getting the crowd into it early would be big for us.
Sounds good to me, Mike. Good luck in game number 5 here in front of your hometown crowd tonight.
Thanks, Robert.
Mike Reagan, the head coach of the Bombers, once again here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
May not feel like it just yet, but spring has sprung at PharmaSave. New clothing items from the Kaplan Lily White collection allows you to be comfy as you dress to impress. Warm up that green thumb with garden items so you're able to plan early. Plus, new electronic items and the M&M Express Food Market will excite
10 seconds.
With knowledgeable pharmacists, helpful staff, visit when you need to or just to check out all the new items. Your life, your store, your PharmaSave.
Go.
SJHL Coaches Show continues. Jason Tartanek, the head man of the Estevan Bruins, joins us. Brand new series, Jason. Boy, a lot's changed since you and I were standing in this particular spot to kick off the series. You won your last 2 games. You get a shutout. And no question, have momentum coming into tonight.
Yeah, 2-2 is a lot better than 3-1, and so we held serve, and I guess we won the last 2 games, and you could say we have momentum, but no, you could say the same for Flin Flon when they came down to Estevan. They had all the momentum in the world with the 2 wins, and so it's just trying to keep that momentum, and it's tough to do when you're playing against good teams.
Well, there's no question, home ice has been the big story the last 2 years, but saying that sooner or later, somebody's got to break, and I know that they're a beat-up group. Like you mentioned, you're tired and beat up as well, but sooner or later, somebody's going to win the other team's building, and you got to think pretty. One thing I will mention about your team that I've noticed, you've made adjustments. This is a different hockey team than it was at the beginning of the series from what I've seen.
Yeah, I thought we played better the second game, and the first game we just, I guess we're new guys too. We weren't sure what the playoffs were all about in the Saskatchewan game. We found out real quick, and series is making little adjustments here and there, and you got to give the players credit for making those adjustments and executing. And Flin Flon's made some adjustments too to pressure a little bit more than penalty kill now, so. It's a chess match sometimes, but then it's just going to come down to wins.
Talked a lot about Cam Herblick. Boy, was fantastic. Again, some timely saves. In particular, Flin Flon had those 2 5-on-3s. I mean, could have changed the outcome of the game. I mean, they have, even with the guys out of the lineup, they still got some firepower. The big part of the game, I mean, a lot of different things that went your way, but killing those 2 5-on-3s, Jason, were big.
Yeah, I don't care who's on the ice. Or 5-on-3, you're down 2 men, and it's not an easy task. Against a good hockey team. And, give Cam credit. The penalty killers did a really good job, and I thought they executed what we wanted. And he made some good saves, and we made a few good blocks, and we got some puck luck.
Anytime in the playoffs, you always have your premier guys, but you always have those unsung hero types that make a difference. Pangura has been fantastic for you. I thought the 2 regular season games were here in January. He was one of your best players. And you go back to game 3, sets up a goal, gets the tying goal. He's been fantastic.
Yeah, I know he's a big body. He's got a good skill set, and as an 18-year-old, it's great to see the potential that he has. He's been a really good player for us this year. Key guy in the series so far, and he's got to keep the momentum. The first game was a little bit more soft to him in the CHL, and Black Hills played, so I think he got his eyes open a little bit, and give him credit, he's adjusted, and he's fighting through.
And he's played good in both buildings.
Yeah, he's a player that gets small rink suits him. Big guys can suit him as well, so he's a guy who can play any type of game.
What'll be the key here, Jason? Like we said, home ice has been a big story for both these clubs, but to finally get it done here in the Whitney Forum, what has to happen for you?
Yeah, I think like either rink, you have to fight for ice. And they're different ice surfaces, so the battle's a little bit different. So we got to be willing to battle for ice and to certain spots.
about comfort? Is the team getting more comfortable? I mean, you've been here enough now. I mean, like some of your premier guys like Babick and those guys have been here a number of times. The comfort level, is that finally coming around a little bit?
Yeah, I guess we've been a few Florida's teams. It's kind of strange that you play so often in the last 2 years in playoffs. Catch my drift, but yeah, no, I think both teams are a little more comfortable in each other's rink. Like I thought, Flin Flon did a great job in Game 3 and had us on the ropes for 2 periods, and they had a chance to close that out, but we had some guys come up pretty big for us. So I think both teams can win in each other's rink. It's just sometimes it comes down to puck luck and some balances and just a little bit more determination, I guess.
And let's face it, one other thing will be to take the crowd out of it as well. I talked a little bit about going back to Estevan, getting good starts. You did that. I mean, you started well in those last 2 hockey games. And again, I honestly believe they're a different team when they have to chase. I think if you take the crowd out of it here tonight, again, that bodes well for you.
Yeah, I thought in Game 2 we had a couple chances early on that, I think we had an empty net that we missed on. And so, I think the start's always a key. And, I think that game they scored first on us and we came back and tied it. So you just you can't get rattled. You just have to stay with the process. And if you are down by 1, you just go out and try and get that next one.
Well, you were down by 2 in game number 3, and look how that turned out. Jason, thanks for this again. Good luck in the pivotal Game 5 here tonight, and I guess we'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah, anytime. Thanks.
Where we work, play, and compete. In the spirit of truth and reconciliation, we recognize your present relationship with Indigenous peoples. We are committed to working together towards healthy and respectful relationships with Indigenous peoples and all the members of our community who we have had the privilege of playing for over 95 years.
Got both interviews in tonight. Things are looking up. National anthem coming up. We'll take a quick break, come back with Puck Drop. Game 5 of the SJHL quarterfinal is on the horizon here on 102.9 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com.
SnowCheck Time is here at Frontline Sport and Leisure. Custom build and design a 2024 Polaris sled exactly how you want it, with exclusive features, options, and a special warranty. Only available during SnowCheck. Choose your color, tracks, windshield, shocks, and more. There's over 1,000 combinations to choose from, going on now till March 29th. To hear more about the SnowCheck program, stop in at Frontline Sport and Leisure today or call 688-3333. Frontline Sport and Leisure, building dreams, one sled at a time.
You're on.
Let the fun and games begin. As we're back here at the Whitney Forum for Game 5 of this SJHL quarterfinal. Maybe not quite as big a crowd, Mike, but I think it'll still be loud tonight.
Well, it's loud already. These Tart sounds like he's been yelling. He's lost his voice and he's lost his hat. I know. I was listening to Nolan Cole. He said he's a very superstitious guy. He won 2 games without it. So, yeah, it sounds like he's been yelling a lot to beat the noise, I guess. So, here we go.
Well, this is the big one tonight, Mike, and you and I called it before the game, and I would say, nothing's ever carved in stone, but the team that wins tonight is really in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you, Rob. This is the series is tied, but this is very important. Here we go.
Bailey Holmes built into the game. Jacob Bacher will start the game. He's out there with Galenchen and Silvestri. Walker and Little just really going at each other. You got King and Tanchuk on the back end. Cole Tanchuk. We've been talking about all these guys, these warriors, these second efforts. Cole Tanchuk at the end of, he gets a shot on net. I guess we'll wait for the break. Here's an opportunity right off the hop. I'll finish that thought when we get a break. Here's Pangura. Pushes it to Little at center. He's down the wing. He'll fire it on target. Kicked away by Laserhume. Well over the glass and out of play. Last game, Flin Flon was absolutely gassed. They were down a few guys. Cole Tanchuk looked like a sheet of blue. And I'm not making that up.
Really?
That's how much he was fighting for oxygen and how much he played.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that guy doesn't have a heart as big as all of us.
He does, and he's second leading scorer for the Bombers in the playoffs.
Little against Silvestri back inside the Flin Flon zone. The Bruins win the draw. There's a puck that's pushed far. Pangura, who's been, I think, their best forward in the series. Throws it towards the side, and he was certainly instrumental in that big comeback and the big victories in game number 3. Pangura's fired that one. Now hit the corner, come all the way back to the Estevan blue line. Miley feeds it back to Babic. He'll lift it ahead for a little. Puck bouncing across the Bomber line. And the Bruins are offside. They'll blow it down. 45 seconds gone here in the opening period. And I can't believe when I'm seeing the 50-50 is almost $8,000. We played 45 seconds tonight.
Yeah, they were at it early today. Tanya Benoit does a job with the 50-50.
Somebody going to be happy no matter who wins tonight. Bombers win the faceoff. Bond Sprecken to Fry. Here's a pass for Olofsson that went off his skate, came across the Bruin line. That's pushed back inside Flin Flon territory. Bond Sprecken is there. Spins along the boards to Fry. Picked up by Mueller. He'll hammer it across the Bruin line, but quickly intercepted that time by Whittingham. Puck will roll outside the Bruin blue line. Picked up here by Von Sprecken. He'll bring it in again. The team's offside. And I think he had such big adjustments. We talk about the noise level. That's one thing. But the ice dimensions, don't kid yourself. That's a big part, too.
Huge.
From going to these smaller ice surfaces to the big one in Estevan, where there's a lot more room. And I think that's why we always see these games start so slow. They got to find the rhythm for what building they're in again.
I agree with you, Rob. The dimension there, that building in Estevan is, and it's cavernous inside, too. So it's just, the sight lines are different.
Runke will win the draw. The puck will float back in the Bruin zone. Wilson is there. To the corner, didn't see Mercer. He intercepts, gets it on target, and Hurtlicka will get the pad down to make the stop. Flin Flon centering it out front, try to get over to Mercer, knocked away from him. Held in here by Kane, been a long time since we've seen him. First ever SKHL playoff game for him as he fires that one off the side of the net. Joey Lee's trying to come back out front. Hurtlicka, a nice job to knock it down. I was kind of wondering with Zach Kane, the way things are going, I thought, geez, if he misses a couple more games, he may never play a playoff game, but we'll see how he does tonight. It's a big night for him, Mike. His first ever SKHL playoff game, if you can believe it.
It's incredible. He's a great player, and boy, oh boy, tough one, too, to come back. I know he's back a little earlier than anticipated, and he's mixing it up already.
Mercer set for the face-off here against Calora. Bombers get the puck inside the Bruin zone. Back to point. Richmond has to go past him. He better hurry. Koner was on top of him, got it back to center. Mercer back. Gets a piece of it, played it ahead. That gets whacked away to the Bomber line. Kane can't pick it up. Puck will roll back inside the Bruin line. That's Babic who's got it. Feeds it back to Miley. Miley plays that one ahead. Calora will chip it inside the Flin Flon zone. Icing against Estevan. And I don't know if you remember what I said. I told you in the first 2 games that Babic is not going to leave the ice.
Yeah.
In game 3, he played over 40 minutes.
Yeah, no, somebody mentioned that to me when he was here. He played, he doesn't leave the ice. You know who's a tough character is Koner.
He's not 100% either.
He's obviously hurt because he'll get hit and he's down, but he's like the Energizer Bunny.
He's a big energy guy for sure. Off the faceoff, Richmond on target. There's a close puck in front. What a chance for Silvestri. And Hurtlicka, an incredible stop. Flin Flon looked like they're going to get one early, but Cam Hurtlicka, amazing stop, and the puck stays out. They're going to have to find a way to get pucks past him, too. He's really been in the zone. What a save to start the game tonight. Here's the quick pass to Glenchen. Flin Flon, a great opportunity, but Hurtlicka, best save so far. He's had plenty of them so far in the first 4 games. Babic across the zone that time for Little, picked off by Chow. Tried to come back to Walker, hit a skate. Here's Walker Jansen. He rips that one wide. Pierce gets a chance, and that one knocked down off the side of the net. Puck loose back in the Bruin net. Babic trying to get a stick on it. Lifted it off the boards, knocked down here by Chow. He plays it back in deep. Getzlaff in the corner for Pangira. He wasn't sure where it was. Now he lifts it out. Puck took a funny hop. Chemleski tried to get a stick on it, but knocked away by Stinney. Throws it back towards the Bruin line. That's picked off this time by Guy. He'll feed it back to Getzlaff. He's got some room. He'll take off. Getzlaff at center. Flips it back inside the Flin Flon zone. King is there. Quickly gets it away. Just gets it out of the reach of that Estevan forechecker. Meanwhile, here's a pass for Stibby down the wing. Stibby cutting in. Knocked off the play that time by Guy. Puck bounces. Mueller along the boards. He'll knock it down. Here's a shot on target. Save made by Hurtlicka. Mueller been really good for Flin Flon. He's been another Warrior close to the front of the net. He's going to be black and blue when this series is over, I can tell you that. Mueller back of the net. Tried to wrap around again, and that one just goes off the toe and goes to the boards and picked up by Little. He'll play it ahead to center. Here's Pangira across the line. Look out, Pangira finally knocked to the ice after a couple of nifty moves. Olofsson back the other way. He took a good body check. The puck will roll back deep in Estevan territory. 16-10 to go opening period. Can you look at that? The shots are 7-1 Flin Flon. But no goals yet. Mueller back of the net, tied up by Wilson. Kane in there trying to get the puck free. Nice job by Mueller. He eventually gets to it. Mueller falls down, gets it on target. Stick save made by Herdlicka. Bruins can't clear. Von Sprecken from the blue line will rip it around the boards. Back of the Estevan net. Runke. He'll pick it up. Here's Runke. Plays it ahead to Barrow. The story of game number 3, including the big overtime winner. Runke overskates it. Davis picks it up. He'll hammer it in. And Laser Hill will stop this back of it. That's where Von Sprecken's got it. Off the boards to center. Kane will chip it the rest of the way. Miley back to get it. And a guy on him. Threw it to the corner. Picked up by Fillion off the glass. And knocked down at the right point by Fry. Flin Flon keeps it in. Here's a chance for Lees. It spins and a shot. And Herdlicka again makes another save. Bruins break out 3 to center. Here's the pass to Barrow. Lets that one rip. That one just missed. Glove side on Laser Hume. Miley back of the goal. Centers it out front. Pierce back there to collect that. Pierce. Nice job to get the puck out. Falls down at center. Fillion's got it. Loses the handle. Stevie! Can he get it to go? No, he can't. The puck is loose. Open net at the blue line. Hoole. And the net is off, and that's why they blow the play down. Oh, some incredible chances there for the Bombers early, Mike, but they're still empty. Out shooting the Bruins 10-1 here in the first few moments of this opening period.
Wow, good for Ryland Pierce. What a rush he had there. Nice to see him back in the lineup after serving his suspension. And I know the Bombers are happy to have him back in there too. A defenseman playing forward, but you tell me that he played forward in the WHL.
That's what he told me. You know what? He's such a good skater. He's a natural fit there.
He's a perfect fit. He doesn't look out of place.
No, he did tell me that actually long before they put him back. I asked him about playing defense. He said, I'm a forward naturally, so it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
Bombers win the face-off. Can't hold it in. Davis gets a hold of it. That'll roll off Hoole, though, and go in the box. They tried Hoole on forward there. Back in game 3, and he really couldn't get much going up there. It seems like he seems like he's a lot better suited playing defense.
Yeah. Same as Aiden Chow, but give Aiden a ton of credit for giving it his best effort up there, and he's getting better every game.
Runke against Galenchin deep in Bruin territory. Estevan wins the draw. Around the boards it goes. Barrow can't get it out. Held in here by Vockler. Trying to poke it out front. Galenchin got a stick on him. I couldn't knock it down. Now, we're going to get a penalty maybe?
I thought it might be a high stick.
Because Herdlicka had the stick knocked out of his hands.
I think Galenchin hit it with a high stick.
14:36 to go opening period. 10-1 the shots in favor of Flin Flon, but still scoreless. And boy, Herdlicka moving very well side to side.
Boy, he's good down low, Rob, with those wraparounds. He's, we've mentioned it a number of times. He's not that big a goalie, but he can sure cover the bottom of that net.
Well, he's so quick, right?
Yeah.
Bruins win the draw. Babbitt will push it out. That hit Mueller. It's in his equipment somewhere. O'Neill comes over, takes a bit of a run at him, and now he and Olofsson are going to mix it up. Just below the broadcast location, Richmond and Calora will get into it as well. 14:27 to go here in the opening period. Now we're going to face it off outside the Estevan blue line. Mueller, Olofsson, and Richmond to go to work. Olofsson a little bit shaken up in uniform tonight as well. I know he had the ice bag out after. That was a tough 2 games for Flin Flon and Estevan. Boy, they got beat up pretty bad there. Bruins will fire it in. Hoole up the boards. Mueller can't get out. Puck sent towards the front of the Bomber net. Clora after it. O'Neill back of the net. O'Neill hangs on to it. Looks like he's trying to freeze it up deep in the Bomber zone. Hoole will knock it free. Noah Hoole back of the Flin Flon Bomber net's got it. He'll size things up from there. Clora made a move on him. Now he stops and keeps Hoole back of the net. Here's Hoole. The quick pass to Olofsson. Olofsson in his own blue line. Fights off a defender. Throws it ahead to Mueller. He'll send it in. Olofsson after it. Goes back to the blue line. Held in by Hoole. Little will knock that one down. Back of the goal to Babbitt. Babbitt had to be quick. Moved it ahead to Koner. Here's the quick pass. The return pass to Koner. He's got some room. Got away from him at center, though. Intercepted by Lees and fired back inside the Estevan zone. They'll fire it back down to Flin Flon territory. Here is Tanchuk in the corner for Richmond. Back to Tanchuk, back of it. Had to be careful. Had little on him. Richmond moves it ahead. Nice pass to get it to Mercer. Inside Estevan territory. Down the wing. A shot and kicked out again. Big rebound, but over the glass and out of play by Hrdlicka. And both these guys like that big kick save with the stick.
Yeah, they do. And you know what? That's a good play because it takes it away from the play, puts it in the stands. And, those rebounds are okay because nobody can get at them. Boy, 11 to 2 shots already, Rob. But where it counts, then no score.
And again, a lot of them have been long shots, but a couple good ones. But here's Kane's chance. That gets blocked in front. Chemlevsky to Pangura at center. Kane knocked that one down, tried to feed it back to Lees. Couldn't grab it cleanly. Mercer inside his own zone. Over to Tanchuk. Tanchuk played it ahead. Poked in by Chow. This is Chow in deep, back of the Bruin net, looking for Mercer. Bruins break it up. Pangura off the tip of his stick. Flin Flon throws it back inside the Estevan zone. That's knocked down by Guy. And he'll feed that over to Getzlaff. Getzlaff takes a look. Partially blocked. Puck rolls inside the Flin Flon zone. Stibbe trying to get on top of it. He's pinned up along the boards. Pearson there as well. Does he get it out? Yes, he does. Puck will roll back to the Estevan side of center. Here's Stibbe. Quickly jumped on it. Stibbe dropped it back. Trying to get it back to Kane. Play is broken up by Little. And he'll play that ahead to Pangura. Pangura one-on-one here against Von Sprecken. Kind of lost his footing as he crossed the bomber line and Pierce back the other way. Back to Stibbe. A good shift for him. He'll fire it in deep. Miley can't pick it up. Knocked down by Pierce. He stops this guy to the ice. Here comes Fillion. Dumping it in. A long shot once again. Von Sprecken is there. In the corner. Tried to play it ahead. Knocked down by Davis. On the stick that time of Fry. Gets it out. Silvestri, he'll pick it up, fed it back to Fry. Fry to center ice, poked back across the Bruin line, and Hrdlicka going to come out. He'll play it to the far corner. Silvestri anticipates that, knocked it down in the corner. Buckler can't get it out front. Puck taken away from him. Here's Rudke. Gets away from Von Sprecken. He's dangerous. He'll get it in deep. Fry trying to get back there with Davis, and they tie up back of the Bomber net. Barrow will get in there as well. Feeds it out front. Rudke a chance, and there's their first real good opportunity in tight. Harmon Laserhill will grab that. 11:15 to go in the opening period. And another thing about those Estevan games, and if you watch about Hockey TV, a lot of delays, a lot of pucks going out of play. You get a lot more free-flowing hockey here.
It seems like it, Rod. You're absolutely right. I did notice that. I'm impressed with the jump that the Bombers had. I think these saves, though, that Hrdlicka has made, boy, that's got to give the Bruins some confidence.
He's in the zone, and I'll tell you what, goaltending, big part of the playoffs for sure. I mean, how many times in the Stanley Cup Final do you see a goalie win the Conn Smythe Trophy?
Yeah,
here's a lead pass to Mueller off the back of his skate. Flin Flon's going to have to find a way to solve him, and it will not be easy. Puck is sent over the head that time of Houle. Koner there to get it, throws it out front. Laserhill will grab that and snare that at the side of the net. Got some shout-outs to throw out there tonight. A big hello to Brian and Betty Bordas tonight, as they are listening in California. So a big hello to Brian and Betty Bordas. Of course, Flin Floners, Chris, their son, on the bench here tonight. Big hello to my buddy Kenny Stelnicki, listening right in Estevan. He was listening in Hawaii the last time we did a game. He's back at Estevan now. He's listening tonight. And you heard the announcement here. Johnny Dougal celebrating a birthday here today. Apparently he's out there somewhere too.
He is. I guarantee it.
Anyway, hopefully all enjoying Flin Flon Bomber hockey from the infamous Whitney Forum. Game 5 of this pivotal SJHL quarterfinal. All even at 2. It's been a home ice series once again. And a good start for the Bombers, out shooting the Bruins right now 11-3 with 10.5 to go in the period. But boy, Cam Hrdlicka, rock solid again.
Sure is. And quickly a shout out to Doug Gourlay and Deb Gourlay for listening from Saskatoon. Doug, I got your 50-50s. They're in my pocket.
Lees against Little, face off inside the Bruins zone. Flin Flon will hold it in. There's Houle shot. That got blocked. Kane can't get a stick on it. And Pangura off the tip of his stick again. We'll get it back to center. Pokes it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Houle back of the net. In the corner. Had Pangura on top of him. Lifted it up to the boards. Flin Flon can't clear. There's a chance by Wilson. And that's a good save there by Harmon Laserhill. He had to be really sharp on that. And his rebound control so far has been pretty good.
Absolutely. Sure has. And out there is another Warrior, Reese Richmond. I don't think he's 100%
He's not.
either. I know he was shaken up somehow, some way. I'm not sure what the injury is, but he's out there battling.
I think the problem was in Game 4, Mike, that these guys had to man so many minutes. And like I said, they were a very beat-up team.
Yeah, it looked like it.
But you're right, Richmond not 100%, but you're not going to keep him out of the lineup. He's had a great year. I mean, amongst the league leaders and all the different stats for defensemen. And tell you what, I was worried that he wasn't going to play tonight, and that would have been a major. Well, they're all big losses, but so far, thankfully, the blue lines remained intact.
Well, we've said it. I think he's, if not, one of the most underrated players in the SHL.
Off the face-off, King a little trouble with it. He'll push it up the boards. Flin Flon does get it out. Babic tapped it ahead, but right on the stick that time is Silvestri. Silvestri played it back to Vockler. A quick chance, and there's Hrdlicka again. He'll reach up and grab that, but Flin Flon will get a face-off. Back inside Estevan territory, you heard me talk to Mike Reagan before the game, getting traffic in front of them. They haven't done that.
No, and that's how they scored a lot of goals in those first two games,
yes.
Rob. And that's how, you can't beat these goalies from outside. If they can see the puck and they're so hard to beat. There needs to be somebody there tipping it, making it life hard for Cam Hrdlicka.
Flin Flon wins the face-off, back to Tanchuk, hammered that. In deep, Hrdlicka will poke it to the corner. Silvestri tried to get his stick on it. He's been really quiet since the first two games. They've really contained him. Here's Miley picking up at center. He'll race across the bomber line, and he'll flip it back in. Tanchuk will pick it up. Around the boards it goes. Can't clear. Babic shot. Directed to the corner that time. And Flin Flon gets it right back. Galentian will lift it in. Babic is back there. Fanned on it, but gets some help as they'll flip it back to the bomber blue line. This is Von Sprecken. Played that one ahead to King. Back across the Estevan line. Intercepted here by the Bruins. Shimlevsky. Padura, he wants to go out for a shift change, so he'll flip the puck back inside the Flin Flon zone. Von Sprecken ahead to Stibby, to Chow. And he'll send that one in deep for Pierce. Getzlaff back on his horse. Pierce followed him in. Puck rolls the blue line. Knocked down by Von Sprecken. He'll fire that one wide. Chow can't pick it up. Stibby does. Stibby's backhander goes wide. Puck laying at the back of the Bruin net. And they're quite content just to leave it there. I think the referee's going to want him to move it. They do. Guy will get a hold of it. And Chow on top of him. Swings the pass to O'Neill. This is Koner. Backhander onside this time. Kalora down the wing. Fires that out front. Here's Bridger back the other direction. Nice pass to Olofsson. Olofsson stops. Now he's across the Estevan line. Mom and Dad here tonight. Flipped to the back of the Estevan net. Bridger. Got that big goal for them back in Game 3. Well, send the backhander back to Richmond. Slides the pass to Fry. There's a long shot. And that was redirected, but Hrdlicka still stopped it. They must have been listening to you on the bench there, Mike. Mueller back of that. That was definitely deflected. He made a nice save again. Guy will pick it up. Off the glass. Pass Fry. Should be an icing call. Maybe not. Laserhume will play it. And they'll try to get Mueller the other way. He takes Babic down. Lucky he didn't get a penalty there. Mueller poked it back to the goal here for Mercer. Then Kane wide open out front. He can't get the puck to him, though. Here's Houle. He knocks it down. Houle hangs on. Left-hand boards for Mercer. Back to the point to Richmond. Richmond hangs onto it. Nowhere to shoot it. Fighting to keep it in, he does. Nice job here by Richmond. Tied up along the boards. Kane in there as well. Puck finally comes out. Bruins push it back to center. Houle grabs it on the bomber side of center. Covered here by Zizitsko. Nowhere to move. Houle up the boards. Leaves a quick give and go this time to Mercer at center. Mercer knocked down, gets it back to Kane. He'll flip it deep in the zone. Picked up back of the net by Miley. That took a funny hop. Comes to Kane. There's a shot. Glove save made. Hrdlicka. And Flin Flon again out shooting the Bruins 14-4 here in this opening period, but it remains scoreless. Media timeout. You're listening to Game 5 of the SJHL quarterfinal once again right here. 1029 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com. Clear.
Hey, Northern Manitoba. University College of the North is cheering for our Northern hockey team, the Flin Flon Bombers. We know that this is a big deal. We want to wish them best to the playoffs. A healthy sports tradition and education go hand in hand. At UCN, we believe that here you can win. Good luck and go Bombers.
Need another one?
Staple items like bread and buns, or just because items, muffins, cookies, and pies so good you think you're dreaming, but you're not. You're at the North of 53 Co-op. I know, you're shocked, but you shouldn't be, because the Co-op serves up hot and delicious baked goods every single day. And the only place better than their bakery is Mom's Kitchen, and that's debatable. The north of 53 Co-op, you're at home there.
And you're up. 7:13 to go. The crowd's starting to come to life here tonight. Scoreless opening period. Puck kicks past Kanchuk. Koner on top of him, and it's turned over to Kalora. Kalora across the bomber line. Here's Kalora down the wing. Back of the net. He'll hang on to it. Left it there. Kanchuk will try to get a hold of it. Boy, he got hammered hard in the corner that time, courtesy of O'Neill. O'Neill, back of the bomber net, hangs on to it. O'Neill thought about the wraparound. He'll swing it back to blue line instead. Here's Wilson. Lots of traffic in front of that bomber net. They got the right idea. Galenchin off the glass. Knocked down at center ice that time by Whittingham, and O'Neill comes over to help him. Flipped it back over to Wilson. Wilson takes a look up the middle. It'll make its way inside the Flin Flon zone on target. Laserhuhn the same. Shovels it over to Von Sprecken. Quick pass to Silvestri at center. He made a good move there. Silvestri trying to get across the Estevan line. And I heard a whistle before the legitimate whistle. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did.
And he stopped there.
I did hear that, Rob.
These guys.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to get hurt here. I mean, and you notice Silvestri stopped there. Come on, guys. Figure it out.
I don't know why somebody in the hometown rink would blow a whistle for offside.
Somebody's going to get hurt. We talked about him doing that last year.
Yeah.
Oh, that drives me insane.
That's foolishness.
Little outside the blue line. We'll flip it back to center ice. Picked up here by Miley. Babbitt lost the handle on that. That's picked up by Bridger. He'll send it back in. Herdlicka. Look out. He had trouble handling it. The side of his net. Flin Flon shoveled it out front. Olesen looking for it back. And then Mueller in there as well. Puck goes up the boards. Picked up here by Estevan and turned to center ice. Von Sprecken waits for it. He'll hammer it back in. 5:43 to go. Opening period, still no goals. Babbitt plays it back to Miley. He's got some room. Miley to center up the wing. Here's Little. Little cruising down the right side. Looking for some room. He's pinned up along the boards here by a couple of bombers, including Von Sprecken. Puck to squirt free. Leaves back in his own net. Turned it over. Back of the goal. There's a chance out front. And I think that hit Little. I don't think it made it through to Harmon Laserhuhn. Gets left at the blue line. Here's long shot. Nice job again. Boy, the Bruins doing a good job getting in front of Laserhuhn, are they not?
Yeah, that's fantastic work there.
I don't know how he's seeing them. Von Sprecken will get it back of the bomber net. Takes a look. He'll flip it ahead. Kane can't get to it. Broken up by Getzlaff. This is Barrow. Sends it back in over top of the bomber net. Chow on his horse. Can't get it out. Davis has got it. Bruins with some pressure here. Later stages of the period. Back to blue line. Wilson, a hard drive. That goes wide again. Guy knocked it down, kept it in temporarily. Flin Flon's gassed here. They will lift it out to Mercer. Can he catch up with it? No, he can't. Kane at center gets drilled at center that time by Runke. Davis picks it up, played in the head. Barrow can't grab it at center. Here's Stibbe. He'll flip it back in. We haven't seen much of Bachler lately, have we either, Mike?
No. He was taking a regular shift.
He was. I haven't seen him for a while. It's a steal by Houle along the boards. He's battling with Runke back of the net. I hope he's okay. Pierce will fire it around the left side. Richmond races to get over there. He knocked it down, fired that on target. Easy save again by Herdlicka. Stibbe trying to get into position. Knocked away by Davis. Davis wants to pin it up there, and I think Flin Flon might have this Estevan line a little bit tired here. They'll send it around the boards. Richmond trying to get back in position. Barrow does get it out. Boy, that was critical for them. Richmond back at center. Runke's still out there, got a stick on it. Stibbe, he'll throw it across the line. Estevan's going to ice it. There's a bouncing puck on Laserhuhn. He'll stop that. Plays it ahead to Silvestri. Silvestri knocked it down. He'll bank it off the boards. Walker back out there. Puck set around the boards to O'Neill. O'Neill up the left side. Boy, pace really picking up here in this opening period. Here's Jacob Bachler. Ahead to Silvestri, swatted away from him. Galenchin can't get a glove on it. Bachler gets it back at center. Glove. And right, they'll blow that down because he hit over the glove pass. 3:25 to go, Mike, opening period. Boy, it's starting to get quick out there.
It sure is. The Estevan Bruins had a lot of pressure on. I think the Bombers were tired, the crew they had.
And then they got Estevan tired.
That's exactly what happened, Rob. You're absolutely right.
Remains scoreless, though. 3:25 to go, 15-8. The Eddie's Family Food shot clock in favor of the Bombers. But it remains scoreless. Here's a chance for Bridger trying to get free up the middle, and he goes down. Babbitt will pick it up. Back the other way. Nice pass to Pangura. He's been dangerous. Pangura across the line stops. And Tanchik will redirect that over the glass and out of play. They got to make sure they find a way to stop 22.
Yeah, boy, though, Cole Tanchuk with a great stick there to get that up and away. I noticed that Jacob Bachler, when he does go out there, they're very short shifts, which is fine. You know, he's a talented guy, but he's taking quite short shifts anyhow.
3:09 are going the opening period. Face off back in the Flin Flon zone. The left to Harmon Laser-Hume. The Bruins win the draw. Right back to Babbitt. He's got it. Now he lets it rip. That got partially blocked. Bruins get it right back. Spinning and firing that time was Shimleski. Bruins will fire it back in. Picked up here by Tanchuk at the side of his own net. Up the boards. Richard can't get to it. Puck will go deep in Estevan territory for an icing call. 2:48 remaining opening period. 58 the shots in favor of Flin Flon here tonight. The other three SKHL series, of course, are going on, but with the time change, they're about 33 minutes away from starting.
$10,000, 50-50, Ross. If you're in Manitoba, you can buy those online.
So here we go, a face-off again inside Flin Flon territory. The fans trying to come to life here tonight. There's Liam Bridger off the glass. Puck will hit Mueller. It bounces to center. He wasn't sure where it was. Wilson trying to get a stick on it. Here's King. The Bomber defenseman King trying to pinch into the play. He's knocked to the ice, plays it back to Kane. He overskates it. Kane will get a hold of it and he'll flip it back inside the Estevan zone. Guy will wait for it back of his own net. Guy back to the net trying to size things up. We're down to 2:20 to go in the period. This is Wilson. Rink wide that time for Kalora. Here's Koner. Can't get across the line. Fry takes it from him. Puck hits a stick, comes back to Von Second. He's got some real nice pass on side. Just misleads off the tip of his stick. Would have had a nice lane to the net. He picked that one up cleanly. It was a good pass. He just missed it. Laid off the glass by Babbitt. Puck rolled back to center. Picked up by Von Sprecken. That will go up and catch the bottom of the press box here tonight. 1:51 to go. And
Alex Von Sprecken and Davis having words. They're good friends. Alex said he's one of the few he likes on the team. He said, not now though, he said, but when the season's over, they're good buddies.
Runke will take the face-off against Silvestri outside the Flin Flon blue line. Puck rolls back to Fry. Up the middle, Bachler back out there again. He'll throw that on target, and Herdlick is going to stop those all day. They need to find a way to get in tight on him. Von Sprecken shot, that got blocked, and here's a Bruin rush again. Davis made a good move, then he falls down. The Bruins wanting a penalty there, because he might have been held up a little bit. Silvestri played it ahead to Galenchin. Galenchin will dump it in and try to use his speed here. Had Babbitt going to the outside. Nice job by Galenchin. Tough to take the puck away. He's so quick. Drop in the corner for Bachler. They'll poke it back towards the front of the Estevan net. Grabbed here by Runke. Off the board. Barrow can't knock it down. Puck rolls back to Houle on the Bombers' side of center. Played it ahead to Silvestri. There's a nice move there. Silvestri loses the handle. Here's a chance for Davis. Runs into Richmond. Puck will roll back in the Flin Flon zone. This is Joey Lees. Plays it ahead for Silvestri. That one broken up by Babbitt. Can't clear. Richmond at the blue line. Tried to center that one. Hit a skate. And now it's intercepted and sent back down inside the Flin Flon zone. And icing against the Bruins with 47.2 seconds to go in this opening period. Still waiting for our first goal.
Yeah, fast-paced period. That's gone by very quickly, and it's great hockey. It's what we expect.
Mercer set to go back to work. Mercer, Kane, Lees, Tanchuk, and Corey King. There's a big face-off inside the Estevan zone. The Bruins win the face-off. Wilson over to Pangura through his legs. It'll roll back inside Flin Flon territory. This is Tanchuk. Tanchuk back in his own zone. Try to come back to Kane. Babbitt had him tied up. There's Wilson. He'll slap it off the boards. Gets it out. Knocked down by Kane at center. He'll flip it right back in. Puck rolling back to Babbitt, back of his own net. Clears it ahead to Pangura. This is Pangura. Lifted back to Chemlevsky at center. In the Bomber zone it goes. Picked up by Laser-Hume. He'll wrap it around the boards. Mueller up to Kane. Kane will knock it down. He's across the Estevan line. Here's Kane from his left wing. Great save again by Cam Herdlicka. Tanchuk loses his stick. Little's got it. Mueller on top of him. That's going to do it for the opening period. And holy cow, does Cam Herdlicka look good again tonight.
Here does. 16 saves. But you know what? Laser-Hume had to make a few himself. But words being said as opposed to they don't like each other, Ron. They just don't like each other.
You got a lot of time to think about it with these 10-hour bus rides when you're going back and forth.
Yeah.
Anyway, a scoreless opening period. We'll take a break. The opening intermission's coming up here for the Co-op tonight. You're listening to Creighton Furniture Flin Flon Bomber Playoff Hockey here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Brew for two
Clear.
at Chicken Chef. From 7 until
8.
close every Tuesday night, you can enjoy their famous chef burger for $2 when you purchase an on-tap draft. Plus, Wild Wing Wednesdays every Wednesday night from 7 till close. Order a grown-up beverage and receive an order of Jumbo Chef wings for free. Specials Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but at Chicken Chef for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it always feels like home. Dine in or take out at Chicken Chef, proud sponsors of this Bomber broadcast.
Hud Bay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hud Bay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
Look at all the features on my new washer and dryer. This one is for extra spin, and with this one here, I can program a delayed start, though I haven't figured that one out yet. Oh, and it's got all these lights over here. I have no idea what they mean. Oh, and over here...
Sophisticated, not complicated. With a Whirlpool washer and dryer from Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center, you get the technology without the confusion, and you can ask
10 seconds
before you buy. Whirlpool washer and dryers are simple and efficient, and when you get your Whirlpool at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center, you know what you're taking home.
And you're on. And welcome back to the Whitney Forum here tonight. Rob Hart, Mike Slip, Game 5 of the SJHL quarterfinal. Mike, no real stats to get to. Neither team able to score. I got Flin Flon doubling the Bruins in shot 68. Your overall thoughts of period number 1 from Game 5?
Exciting, great period of hockey. I think the Bombers did everything they could except beat Cam Hurley. Yeah, he's just been fantastic. But you know, they came out with some energy like we talked. Those first 10 minutes, I could tell right off the bat when Bachler and whoever the
Little, I think.
Little were going at it in the face-off circle, that it was going to be one of those games, and it is. So pretty exciting for sure. And you know what? The referees are letting them play. I think the referees have done a very good job.
Yeah, you know, it gets a little bit old after a while. People always complaining about referees, this and that. And I've said this before off the air, and I'll say it again on the air. They don't care who wins these games. They're there to do a job, but it gets a little bit tiresome, people complaining about the officials. I don't think either team can say that they have got the short end of the stick in this series, Mike. I think it's been even, and I think they have let them play a lot of 5-on-5 hockey.
Yeah, I think the only complaint was maybe the Pierce
elbow, but the league brass makes the call on that.
I totally agree, and I don't blame the referees for that at all, but you're right. I think they've done a very good job.
I think from the league's perspective, anytime somebody gets hurt, they have to kind of rule on it that way. But I think the officiating's been good, and I think that, like I said, at the end of the day, they have no pre-drawn conclusions. So whoever the best team wins and will win, and that's why I like these best of sevens, because you can't say that somebody got lucky 4 times.
No, that's right. Absolutely not.
Not like football, Mike. Once in a while, you can have that one-off game and you're done.
That's right.
But in a best of 7, I think it's safe to say usually the better team wins.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the better team or the team, with doesn't have the injuries or whatever. Not saying that these two teams are pretty evenly matched the way they set up right now, but whoever wins 4 games deserves it.
So it is scoreless. After 20 minutes of play, once again, Flin Flon outshooting the Bruins 16-8. Neither team has picked up a power play opportunity as of yet. When these two teams are tied after one period of play so far in this series, I have got the Bruins 1-1, which means the Bombers will be 1-1 as well. It's tight. Looks like it, from any indications from the opening period tonight, Mike, it might be a low-scoring affair.
Yeah, we said that before, and it turns around on us, but no, it sure does. They're good goaltending either end, and they're playing it tight. The Bombers jamming up the center of that ice quite well, and as you say, Rob, a lot of shots from the outside. The Bombers got to get in front of the net.
They got to find a way to get some traffic in front of Hurdlick, and the Bruins have done such a great job of that here in the opening period, getting a lot of guys in tight. so far so good, but sooner or later, you know, and with the way that this game is going, and kind of how things are evenly matched up, it might be an ugly goal that gets in. So hopefully Flin Flon can get more traffic. That's one thing they're going to have to do. They got to get and make big saves for him a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not going to score on Cam Herdlick unless there's a tip or a garbage goal or you got big bodies in front of the net making it hard for him.
Scoreless after one. We'll take a break. More of the opening intermission is coming up for the Co-op tonight. Cole Tanchuk is going to be our Creighton Pizza player profile. He's going to join us next here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear. Bubbly sparkling water is the best. It has the fizz that gives the zest. With lots of flavors, there's no contest, cause you know bubbly.
What are you doing?
Just rapping about bubbly sparkling water to tell people how good it is.
Is that really necessary?
Well, you know, I wanted to,
Why don't you just tell them that bubbly sparkling water has 15 different flavors, no sugar, no calories, and it gives you that refreshing and delicious taste you crave?
I think that's a better idea.
Arctic Beverages, proud supplier of bubbly sparkling water. Crack a smile.
It's a great time for a new Ford F-150 from your friends at Northland Ford. Start your journey with 3.99% APR purchase financing for up to 72 months on select 2023 F-150 models. Plus, eligible Ford owners get a $750 bonus for a limited time. Already love the truck you're driving? Come check out their huge selection of Envy rims that'll make any model of truck or SUV pop. Just stop by or call and ask for the parts department. Northland Ford in Flin Flon, where they're loaded up on trucks and proud to be the dealership you tell your friends about.
He's in there all by himself with the door closed.
Let's investigate.
Come on, don't you knock?
Oh my, that's a lot of Creighton's pizza. There's not only pizza, but lasagna, fried rice, salad.
Look, burgers and wings by the dresser.
Just having some Creighton's pizza. What did you think I was doing? By myself, in my room, with
10
the door
seconds.
closed?
Of course, Creighton's Pizza to satisfy all your appetites.
688-2080. Fight for the last slice.
You're on.
Welcome to our first intermission. Our Creighton Pizza player profile, Cole Tanchuk, will join us here tonight. Cole, and series started off very well for you guys. You won both games quite comfortably here at home. Looked to be in control. Then tough loss in Game 3, a game it looked like that you had for sure, and one of the toughest losses I think for your team all season. Would it not be?
Yeah, it was. You know, I think we got to stay focused the whole game and come ready to play there in the second period and the last 10 minutes of the third.
Did you guys, be honest with me and answer it any way you want, did you pick your foot off the gas pedal?
I don't know if we took our foot off the gas pedal, but we sure played relaxed like we had the game in the bag, but we didn't.
Yeah, as you know, anybody can come back at any current time. Is Estevan a little bit better than you thought? Because, again, the two games here in January didn't put up much of a fight. Even the first two games of the postseason, their goalie held him in. Did you maybe take a little bit lightly heading into Estevan, or a little bit tougher than you thought they might be?
Oh, yeah, obviously they're a good team. You know, they're right up there in the standings, so we got to come ready to play and, come ready to play and beat them tonight.
Last game, I saw you at the end of the game. You almost looked blue to me. You were so exhausted. Is that the most tired that you've ever been after a hockey game, Game 4 on Wednesday night?
Yeah. We, us Steve, played a lot in the last two games there, so, you know, the last couple days here we've been getting ready to go for this game tonight.
Well, I mean, you guys are playing your hearts out, no question about it. And, it's now a best of 7. It's simply said it's now a best of 3. 2 games here at the Whitney Farm if you need them. Boy, biggest game of this biggest understatement of the season, biggest game of the year for you guys tonight.
Yeah, this is gonna see what happens in the next 3 games. I think if we win tonight, their backs are up against the wall, and we can go there and steal one and go on to the round 2.
Nice to have that extra game now, because as we know that those 10-hour bus rides are getting a little bit. They're tough. I know the teams been trying to split up the best they can, but that's certainly been a big hurdle, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's exhausting, but I think if we're rehabbing in the room, we should be fine.
You yourself, Cole, you happy with your year? I mean, you were a rookie last year. What did you learn being a rookie in this league last year, and how are you a better player maybe at this time than you were at this time last year?
I think just coming to the rink every night to play is something I learned, and playing against those older guys last year, realized how hard it is to play in this league. And
you were pretty, you benefited quite a bit. I mean, you had the long playoff run. You won the Centennial Cup, and boy, you guys had tremendous leadership on this hockey team last season.
Yeah, we did. I think I picked up a lot from those guys like Xavier Lapointe and Rylan Thiessen on how to play and how to come ready every night.
You're not a guy that's going to put up a lot of points, Cole, but you don't make a lot of mistakes either. You keep it simple, but it really works for you. I think you've had a great year, and it just goes to show you good things can happen just by keeping the game simple, right?
Yeah, I think I pride myself on coming in, being consistent every night.
Do you think you got to get a little bit more physical, or are you happy with your physical play?
I think I'm physical enough. I think I'm good with my stick and stick positioning, so I don't have to hit as much, but obviously Rags wants us to hit, and that's something I need to work on.
Here's a question. Was it more physical here in Flin Flon for games 1 and 2, or was it more physical in Estevan for games 3 and 4?
I think it was more physical here, smaller ice surface, not much room to go compared to their ice surface down there.
No question about it. This team really plays to this building, the smaller ice surface, and the fans. I commented about this with Game 3, and I'll get your take on it as well. The first period in Game 3 almost seemed like a preseason game to me. There was no intensity. The first period seemed to really lag. It got better as the night went on. But, boy, that first period on Tuesday night was one of the slowest periods of hockey I've seen all year. How did you find it playing in it?
It didn't seem like that. I think lots of guys were tired from the 2 games before that and the long bus travel. But, yeah, tonight's going to be an intense game, so we got to be ready for that.
I know you're looking forward to having a hometown faithful behind you. What does that mean to have all these great fans here?
Yeah, it's awesome. It really, if you're a little tired, they can bring the energy to you.
You saw what they did for this team here last year. Important that you get the first goal tonight?
Yeah, I think it is. I think that gets the fans into it and gets us into it early.
You had your chances last game. For whatever reason, the puck didn't go in a game like that. Are guys hold their stick just a little bit tighter, trying maybe too hard to score?
Yeah, I think so. I think when you're down by 2 late, everybody's trying to do too much, and I think we just got to keep it simple.
How about the rivalry? Is it safe to say that these two teams don't like each other very much?
Yeah, I think especially the guys last year don't like the guys on their team from last year.
What's the chatter been like on the ice? Is there much of that?
Yeah, there's quite a bit. Guys beaking each other, so.
You yourself, is that kind of a good thing? Does it keep you in the game all the time when you got a lot of extra intensity going on?
Yeah, I think it does, because it makes you want to beat them that much more.
Listen, quickly before we let you go, you've been with the Flin Flon Bombers now for 2 years. And you can pick any hockey moment you want. Biggest hockey moment for you in your career anywhere. What would that be? What comes to mind for you?
I think just the whole run last year, being with that team, how close and how tight everybody was on that team was pretty cool.
And what would be your best Bomber moment? Is that the best Bomber? Do you have an individual moment for you?
No, not really. I think just going to the Centennial Cup was a pretty good accomplishment for both me and the team.
Team, like I said, back at square one. I know you guys feel that you have just as good a team that can go just as far this year. What is it with this team? Is it just the determination? Is it the grit? Is it the leadership? What makes this group so special?
I think we got everything. I think we got a D-core that is probably the best D-core in the league, and then we got lots of leadership and lots of skill up front.
One thing I noticed about your team, too, and we kind of touched on it a little bit, but you never get outworked, but just the amount of shots that you guys block. Do you block more shots this year than you even did on last year's team?
I think it'd be close. I think as a group in the dressing room, that's what we focus on is blocking shots, especially on the penalty kill, and I think it helps us in the long run.
And that's the one thing I did notice about Estevan in their home games, that they were blocking more shots as well. It's tough to get shots through both ways, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think we do the better job all 4 games. They're blocking shots, and I think we got to stay with that.
Long bus ride back yesterday. What's the mood of the group heading into the biggest game of the season tonight?
I think everybody's excited. Just we know it's going to be loud in here tonight, so it's going to be a fun night.
Cole, great job by you and the entire group down the stretch. Like I said, I can tell how badly you worked hard last game, and hopefully you get the hometown crowd behind you tonight. Hopefully get a big victory and a chance to go to Estevan and close things out on Sunday. So again, thanks for this. Good luck in the pivotal Game 5 tonight.
Thanks, Rob.
Cole Tanchuk, our Creighton Pizza player profile here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear. You're busy, and nobody knows that more than
2.
you. And you forget things like appointments, where you put your keys, even 2. Eat. Just a friendly reminder from Eddie's Family Foods to get a bite from the grab-and-go section or the full flavor of the meat department. Eddie's knows that for your family, you can't forget. So remember, they have fresh, store-made items you can't get anywhere else. Eddie's Family Foods, your uptown grocery store, still big enough to serve you and small enough to care.
Bailey Homes knows that you want your home to be just that, your own. Their ready-to-move homes and on-site builds are customized so that you get exactly what you want. Bailey Homes prides themselves on the quality of the build and providing you with every aspect of their expertise. With years of experience building and moving homes to the north, let Bailey Homes make your dream home a reality. Call toll-free
10 seconds.
773-0217 or visit bailey-homes.ca.
You're on.
And the two teams must make their way back on the ice. So let's take a look at the Frontline Sports and Leisure out-of-town scoreboard tonight. Like you said, with the time change, with other SJHL games are about 13 minutes away. A couple teams could see their seasons come to an end tonight. We got the Weyburn Red Wings in top at the Civic Center in Battleford tonight. They're down 3-1. Nipawin in tough in Humboldt tonight, down 3-1. And that Melfort Laurent series, I'll leave it at 2. Boy, I'd love to have, I'm hoping somehow to watch a game in that series. You want to talk about tough, hard playoff hockey with two teams that really don't like each other? It's Melfort and Laurent.
Yeah. Boy, oh boy, Kobe's playing great in Humboldt.
So we're underway in the second period. We'll get to the MJHL scores. Their playoffs kick off tonight and some NHL games. A quiet night in the NHL tonight, but we'll get to those as well. We're underway in the second period. No goals to report so far tonight. Bombers get the puck inside the Bruins zone. Silvestri back in the net. Trying to work it back out front. Tied up along the boards this time by Miley. They do move it. Babbitt gets out ahead. Picked up by Barrow at center. He'll send it inside the Flin Flon zone. It gets out of the reach that time of Laser Hume. Held in by Miley. Flin Flon will chip it away from him. Back down the ice. It goes on target. Herlica will stop it. Plays it to the side of the net that time for Whittingham. Whittingham back of his own net. Plays it ahead. Up the middle. Off the stick that time of O'Neill. Intercepted here by Von Sprecken. Bridger down. Got it ahead to Mueller. He'll take it off the side of his head and get it in there. Whatever works, I guess. O'Neill. Off the boards. Gets it back. This might be their best line tonight. Kalora, O'Neill, and Kona. Here's Bridger. It's back to the middle of the ice. A quick Jansen. There he is. Cam Herlica square to the shooter once again. And he'll grab that. MJHL playoffs tonight. The Blizzard down 2 against Verdun in the second period. Dauphin up on Swan Valley 1-0 in the second. These two games after 1. Portage ahead of Niverville 2-1 and Winter Steinbach 1-1. Just 3 games in the NHL. Buffalo a 5-3 lead on New Jersey in the third. Columbus leads Islanders 4-3 in the third. Arizona, Colorado a little bit later on tonight. And like we mentioned here at the Whitney Forum, no score, but the 50-50, well over 12,000 big ones. Bombers hold the puck in. This is Whittingham. Kane will reach up and knock that one down, but Pangura gets it back. Von Sprecken gets back, throws it in the far corner. Nobody wanted to pick it up. Shemlevsky can't hold it in, though. Here's Kane. Over to Lees. Puck rolls back to Bruin line. They'll send it inside the Flin Flon zone. It'll roll to the front of the Bomber net. Cleared away by Harmon Laser Hume. Picked up here by Von Sprecken. Off the boards. It hits Shemlevsky. Comes to center. Kane will pick it up, and he'll hammer it back inside the Estevan zone. Herlica throws it to the corner. Mercer trying to get on top of that. Bruins get it back. This is Getzlaff. Back of his own net. He'll swing the pass ahead. Knocked down at center ice by Richmond. That one does eventually wind up in the Bruins zone. It hits somebody. Stibiel on the boards. Woodchow. But they can't knock it down. Here comes Guy back the other way. Bull knocks it down at his own blue line. Then he come back to Chow. He bumps on the play. The puck will roll inside the Bruins zone. Picked up by Getzlaff in the corner. Shemlevsky off the boards, knocked down at the Bruin line. This is Chow. Through traffic, he had a guy there, but I don't think Galencha could get a stick free. Here's Shemlevsky to center, bumped off the puck. Picked up by Pierce off the glass, back inside Estevan territory, icing against Flin Flon. 17:24 to go here in the second period, rather. Still no goals, 18-8. You know, Flin Flon came out like gangbusters, Mike. But their pace has slowed down here. I still think they're tired.
Well, they've played very hard with this limited roster. Had a nice chat with Chichu Laughlin downstairs. Nice to see Chichu back. He's had a very frustrating year this year with injuries.
Hopefully we'll see him next year. There's a chance for the Bruins. That would have been a high stick, and Barrow put that one in. Pierce, he'll poke it out. No, he won't. Davis holds it in. Back to that, Harmon Laser Hume will stop that. Back to the goal, grabbed here by Richmond. Richmond Inside his own zone, off the boards, looking for Pierce. Can't get a stick on it. Grabbed by Babic at the Bruin blue line. He'll take off the center. Babic had it behind him. Now he'll flip it inside the Flin Flon zone. Took a funny hop. There's a chance for Barrow. Barrow back of net, centers it out front. Hit a stick. He'll dump it back in the net for Davis. Shovels that out front. Nice job by Laser Hume to get a stick on that. And here comes Silvestri the other way. Silvestri to center. Long shot again. And there's been a lot of those tonight.
Yeah, boy,
I mean, nothing against Cam Hrdlicka. He's made some really good saves. But you're not going to score at any goalie from there.
No, I don't know. I would have liked to see him take that one off the backboard. Just a hard shot off these lively Whitney foreign boards and hopefully have it bounce out in front. That's what we say. You got to score them ugly sometimes.
Silvestri, Bockler, Galenchin up front. Flin Flon wins the face-off. Tanchuk will shovel it in back of the goal. There's Galenchin trying to get in tight. Picked up along the boards by Silvestri. Galenchin back out front. Puck off the side of the net. Pangira, he's got a step. Look out, he's dangerous down the wing. Here comes Pangira. Flying in. Pangira still has it. Throws it out front. Boy, he's tough to take off the puck. Galenchin gets it out. Puck rolls to the Estevan blue line. Picked up here by Whittingham. And they'll flip it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Bockler is there. Lays it ahead. This is Bridger at center. He had a good chance back in the opening period. Slaps that off the boards. Hrdlicka will come out of the net. Around the boards. Flin Flon can't knock it down. Puck poked back to center. Pangira knocking Fry to the ice. Then he gets tripped up here. And I thought making a penalty here.
Yeah, boy, I think there could have been.
Fry got away with one, didn't
yeah,
he? He might be getting a penalty anyway. I think he got caught. He's getting
they're both going. Pangira sort of got mixed up with him before that, and then Lucas Fry hauled Pangira down. I don't know about that first one on Pangira, though.
What's that?
I don't know about the first one on Pangira. So
I didn't see it. I just saw Fry haul him down when he cut across the blue line.
Yeah,
Pangira, they're having a tough time containing him again tonight.
Boy, he's a good hockey player.
He is. 15:51 to go in the second period. It remains scoreless. Looks like we're going to get some 4-on-4 hockey, Mike, so maybe a little bit more open ice here for Flin Flon. Von Sprecken will pick up the puck, and he's got lots of room. He'll take off. Dumps that one in for Kane too far. Babic will touch up. It's an icing call.
You got to be smarter than that with the puck, Rob. You got all that room. You might as well skate it up and put it in instead of banking it off the boards like that. Not a very typical Alex Von Sprecken play there.
Face off back in the Bombers zone. The Bruins win it. Back to Miley at the blue line. Hangs on. He'll fire that off the boards. Mercer in the corner. Davis has got him tied up. Nice job to get it free, though, to King. King plays this one back to Von Sprecken. Here's the quick pass to Kane at center. Hammers it in. Live hot shot. Boy, Hrdlicka played that perfectly.
That's exactly, though, what I was talking about, Rod. Use those backboards as another player. You know, they're so lively here at the Whitney Forum. You don't know what kind of bounce you're going to get. I wish the Bombers would do it more often.
15:22 to go, second period. The shots are 19-8 in favor of the Bombers with no goals so far tonight. Bockler, Galenchin, King, and Von Sprecken 4-on-4 for another minute 31. Neither team bending so far. Bombers win the draw. Von Sprecken. Here's King. Lets her go! Nice save. Rebound. They try to jam it in. It's underneath Hrdlicka again, and they get in front and cause some havoc that time. Bockler and Galenchin both there, and there's a great shot by Corey King from inside the blue line.
Perfect play. Exactly what you and I have been talking about, Rob. Galenchin in front of the net, making it hard, but Cam Hrdlicka had to come up big and smother that rebound up where there could have been trouble for him.
Well, he made another beautiful save there. Well, the fans trying to get behind the Bombers here, looking for that first goal to get the crowd back in it. Hrdlicka continues to shut the door. And they win another big face-off inside Estevan territory along the boards. That's Galenchin, who's been buzzing all over the place tonight. There's King with a nice play to knock that one down in center. Back to Bockler. Here's a quick chance, and that'll race over top of the Estevan goal. Actually, I think that might be the only time tonight I've seen Hrdlicka kind of look behind him. That's how good of a shot that was. Bockler's got the good hands, as everybody knows. Here's King trying to get back across the line. He's got a zigzag back to center. He'll drop it here for Bockler. Bockler, couple nifty moves. Here he goes. Jacob Bockler down the wing. looking for someone to give it to, but Lees was only about 3 feet behind him. That's just how smooth he was skater. I don't think anybody had the idea where he was going. But boy, he made a nifty play to get it in there. Speaking of Lees, he knocked it down again, trying to throw it back out front. Here's Houle along the boards. Back of the goal for Lees. Lees will hang on, works his way out front, and Hrdlicka will reach out and punch that to the corner. Lees gets his own rebound, feeds it back to Houle at the right point. Noah Houle looking for room. He'll carry it in. Noah Houle back of the net. Back out front to Richmond. Inside the right circle. Lees a chance. That gets blocked, and the puck will roll the blue line. Held in by Houle. Houle along the boards, trying to get free. Got held up. The fans didn't like that. Houle, though, works himself free. Gets a chance. He scores! Noah Houle! And the Bombers will take a 1-0 lead. Oh, what a goal! As he unpresses the Estevan D-man. And it's going to take extraordinary efforts like that. What a goal by Noah Houle. Here's the replay on the big screen here, Mike. Look at that great move. Gets it tight. The D-man standing still. And because the defenseman stood still like that, that did not allow Hrdlicka to come out of his net.
Absolutely. Noah Houle, that shift, not just that little sequence there, but that whole shift. Noah Houle manhandled the Estevan Bruins, and he was rewarded with that goal at the end.
Joey Lees, the table setter on that.
Yeah.
So Noah Houle will get his first in the postseason here. This is a guy that's definitely starting to make it for sure. Bombers come back again. They're looking to get Bridger set up. That's broken up. Puck is sent back down inside the Flin Flon zone. Joey Lees will get one assist. He'll also give one to Richmond. But Lees was the guy that really started that whole playoff. So Flin Flon on the board. They take a 1-0 lead. Little will get it back of the Bomber net. Intercepted this time by King. Can't hang on. Pangura, look out, the wraparound. He's there again. Oh, they got to find a way to stop this guy. Flin Flon will push it ahead to Bridger. Mueller tried to get back on top of it. Tied up. And the puck is lifted back inside the Flin Flon zone. That's grabbed here by Lees or Hume. He'll flip it around the boards. This is Bridger. Moves it back to Olofsson. He'll dump it in. Stop back in the goal by Hrdlicka. Miley will pick it up. That's a big goal for Flin Flon because you got to remember, Hrdlicka had basically shut them out for over 100 minutes. They didn't get a goal on him at the end of they didn't get a goal on him in the third period of game number 3. He shut them out for 3 more periods, and then the first period that I didn't give up a goal. So Hrdlicka had quite a streak going there without giving up a goal.
You know, we had another great shift early on in that shift with Corey King.
Yes, he did. There's a chance for Von Sprecken, and that one got blocked and eventually made its way over to the goaltender Hrdlicka here tonight.
Corey King kept that puck in the zone about 3 times.
So Flin Flon the 1-0 lead on a big goal here by Noah Houle. Faced off back inside the Bruins zone to the right of the goaltender Cam Hrdlicka. There's a big face-off win here for Flin Flon again. That shot is blocked and bounces. Oh! Batting at it mid-air that time was Lees. Lees will get it out of the corner. Back out front. What a feed to Mercer. And he just can't pull the trigger. What a great pass. Mercer back of the net again. He'll hang on to it. To the blue line to Fry along the wall. Fry got his first against the Bruins back in game 3. There's a quick drop. Fry by Von Sprecken. Hrdlicka's got that. That one goal seems to spark Flin Flon a little bit here, hasn't it?
Boy, oh boy, Alex Von Sprecken's got a great shot. What a great goal he scored in game 3 there, Rob. Just a block.
That's one of the nicest goals I've seen him score.
Yeah.
Right after they gave up the shorthanded goal.
That's right. Just a blast.
Well, Flin Flon on the board. It's Noah Houle's first to the playoffs. And the Bombers lead at 1-0. Another face-off back inside the Bruins zone. Another face-off. But Von Sprecken again! That one got blocked. Fry. He'll knock it down. Can't hold it. Von Sprecken reaches over. In the corner for Walker. Back in the goal for Silvestri. Out of his reach. That's picked up here by Whittingham. He gets tag team, but here's a chance for O'Neill. Bruins get 3 on it. O'Neill across the line. Von Sprecken pushes him to the outside. Silvestri back to help out. He'll lift it off the glass back down inside the Estevan zone. Miley there to get it. 11:55 to go. The shots are 9-1 Flin Flon here in the second period. 25-9 in the game on the Eddie's Family Food shot clock. Look out, we got a bomber down here. Walker, what happened here? He's got a stick with him. Ooh, he shoveled that to the boards. You got to be careful. Chow ahead for Pierce. Babbitt there to break that one up around the boards. Here's Stibbe. Stibbe knocked it down and fights off his guy. Savic took it from the corner up the boards this time. Third back to center. Poole, the goal scorer, had trouble handling it, takes Davis down. And I think they're going to say Estevan was offside here.
Yeah. Poole was able to just slow him up enough to put him offside.
Boy, the Bruins have been back on their heels, but when they get chances, they get the puck in deep. And boy, 22 Pangura, every time he's out there, he makes something happen.
What a great hockey player he is. And as you say, early in the year when they were here, he really impressed.
He was their best player by far those 2 games back in January. And he was their best player back in Game 3. You know what? They might be on the brink of elimination tonight if it wasn't for him in Game 3. That's how good he was. Flin Flon tried to push it out. Poole back of his own net. Dropped it in the corner. Runke, he'll pick it up. Boy, Flin Flon doesn't want him to get going, I'll tell you that. Babbitt will send it out front to Miley. Big fires! Good shot there. And I don't know, I guess Trevor Laserhill stopped it again. He had Davis all over him in front of the net. Give the Bruins credit. They're getting in front of the Bomber goaltender. This is Richmond. Nice job to play that ahead to Bridger. He can't pick up the pass, though. Davis left alone in front. He'll try to get it. Richmond along the boards. Lost a handle to Runke. Runke back of the Bomber net. Good pressure here by Estevan to Miley. Gets away from him. Mueller trying to get it. Mueller at center. Here he comes. Mueller one-handed and a great save by Cam Herdlicka. What a great effort by Mueller. That's playoff hockey.
Sure is. He showed some speed there that I didn't know Brock Mueller had, and he just couldn't get 2 hands on the stick, but it's still a great effort.
While we've been talking about it, you kind of touched on it a little bit tonight, how good Flin Flon was down the stretch. Brock Mueller was a terrific player for them the last month of the regular season.
One of the best, if not, well, he was one of the best players, for sure, if not the best.
Made a great effort there. Herdlicka, a big stop. Face off inside the Bruins zone. Estevan wins it, plays it back to center. King is there. Got that one back to Townchuk. Intercepted here, but Bruins are offside. Pangura was knocked down, so he couldn't get outside the zone. 10:22 to go, almost at the midway point of the hockey game. A 1-0 Flin Flon lead. The goal by Noah Houle here moments ago. His first in the playoffs. Joey Lees. Terrific work along the boards to keep it in, and they eventually got the puck over to Richmond. He flipped it over to Houle, and he did the rest. And Flin Flon gets the first goal here tonight. And they've been tough to come by. Here's Pangura again. Toe drag, shoots. Great toe save that time. Harmon Laserhume. Guy from the blue line. That gets blocked. Pangura's backhander. Got knocked down, and here comes Lees the other way. Lees at center. Down the wing, he'll send it in on goal. But both Mercer and Kane in the vicinity. We'll get another face-off inside the Estevan zone with 10:01 to go here in the second period. A tight game, a 1-0 lead right now for Flin Flon.
Here's that toe drag by Pangura replay. What a move that was.
They have no answer for him.
No.
11-3 is the shots for the Bombers. They're going to go with the Stibbe, Pearson, Chow line. We'll see what they can do as Pearson line up for the face-off here against Kelowna. Deep in Estevan territory. Bruins win it, but King will knock it down. He walked in, that got blocked. Back out front. O'Neill's got it in his skates. Off the glass. He'll be looking for Koner. He picked it up across the Bomber line. Koner out front. Oh. Yeah. Off the stick that time on Laserhume, but he'll grab it and hang on. Media timeout. We'll take a break, but the Bombers are on the board. Noah Houle, the defenseman's got the goal. You're listening to Creighton Furniture Flin Flon Bomber playoff hockey here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
It's
Clear.
check time at Frontline Sport and Leisure.
Okay.
Custom build and design a 2024 Polaris sled exactly how you want it. With exclusive features, options, and a special warranty. Only available during snow check. Choose your color, tracks, windshield, shocks, and more. There are over 1,000 combinations to choose from. Now on until March 29th. To find out more about snow check, visit Frontline Sport and Leisure or call 688-3333. Frontline Sport and Leisure, building dreams one sled at a time.
Triad Realty and Liberty Tax are happy to support this Bomber broadcast. Every year they hope you fall in love again with your home, with your community, and with your friends and neighbors. The North is a beautiful and unique way of life with deep roots and simple pleasures. Triad Realty and Liberty Tax are proud to be a part of our community. Go Bombers, go.
And you're out.
9:42 to go in the second period. Rob Hart might slip 50-50, 13,475 big ones tonight. What do you think? Do you think it'll hit 30 grand by the time we're off the air?
No. I don't. My bet is
20?
20, maybe, yeah.
Here's Forrest set for the face-off against Galench, and the fans again trying to get pumped up. Off the face-off, there's a chance for Fillion, and Laser Hume got his blocker on that. A 1-0 game. Boy, these teams are really going at each other. The pivotal game 5 here tonight. Wilson can't hold it in. He'll feed that over to Babbitt. Sends that one in. Von Sprecken knocked it down. Back to that. Here's Fry. Fry having a little trouble there. They converge on him, and the Bruins have it. Good job by filling in the corner. Gets away from Bachler. Back out front, but stolen here by Galenchin. Galenchin down the right side. Tries to go past Wilson. He gets around him. Back out front. Oh, Bachler misses the pass. What an effort by Galenchin, though. He's been incredible. They talk about Mueller, the great play of Galenchin as well down the stretch. Here's Fry. Trying to move that back to Silvestri. Broke it up. Bachler's the guy you like to have in the clear, too, with those sick mitts that he's got. Bombers will flip it back in. There's Miley to knock it down. Back of his own net off the boards. Past Bridger. Puck will roll inside the Flin Flon zone. Richmond's got to be careful. Davis barreling down on him. Richmond turns it up the ice. To Mueller. He'll dump it in for Olesen. Here comes Hrdlicka out of the net. Hrdlicka lost the handle. Noah Houle throws it back out front. Bridger knocked to the ice. Picked up by Olesen. They get it back to Richmond. Richmond's long shot. Saved. Hrdlicka. Rebound. That's picked up here by Miley. He'll lift it up. It'll go into the Bomber bench, and they'll blow it down with 8:20 to go. Shots 27-11 in favor of Flin Flon, but just a 1-goal lead here tonight.
Mike Reagan not happy with where we talked about the refereeing.
You know what? I didn't think that was a penalty.
I thought it might have been in. Coach Reagan thinks it might have been interference. I think I agree with you.
Looked like a body check to me.
It did. It was a vicious one, but it was a clean body check.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, I wouldn't have called it.
I agree with you.
Mercer set for the face-off against Keegan Little to the right of Cam Hrdlicka. Bombers working hard again off the face-off. The puck is back of the Bruin net. Off the boards, Houle knocked it down, but Little takes it from him. Here's a pass to guess who? Pangura again. Flin Flon gets it away. Lee's back the other direction. He tries to break away. He'll flip the puck in deep. He's got Mercer with him. Mercer knocked it down back of the net. He'll hang on to it. Mercer working his way to the blue line. Spins, fires. That one blocked by Babbitt. Goes to the corner. Lee's after it. Back to Mercer. A quick shot goes wide. Blocker side. Noah Houle will hold it in at the right point. He sends it in deep. Babbitt around the boards. Picked up by Pangura. His backhander looking for Little. Cut off here by Houle. Little loses his stick, but he's going to go after him anyway. Noah Houle knocked it down. Back of the net. Played that back to Richmond. Richmond fanned on it, but he's got Houle there to help him out. Kane passed up the right side to Chow. Chow chips it in for Richmond. Richmond on the attack. Back out front. Mercer a chance. A weak shot. He was tied up. Didn't get a lot of wood on it. Mercer back out front here to Chow. Chow from an off angle. Fired that one over top. And had a good opportunity. Looking for his first ever STHL playoff goal. Boy, if he scored, wouldn't this place absolutely erupt?
Yeah.
Here's King at the blue line. Feeds it back to Pierce. He'll tap it in. Hrdlicka reaches down. He'll grab it. 6:59 to go, and the pace kind of picking up again here towards the later stages of the second period.
The Bombers have done a little better job of getting people in front of Hrdlicka, of course, this period, but still, only beat him once. He's been on his game, like you say, Rob.
13-4. Eddie's Family Food shot clocks for Flin Flon right now, and 29-12 overall in the game. Here's the face-off back inside the Bruins zone, the right of Hrdlicka. Silvestri against O'Neill. A face-off win to Tanchuk. Here's Corey King's long shot. Galenchin got a stick on that. Sending it back out front for Bachler. Again, a little bit out of his reach. Picked up by Tanchuk. He'll flip it back in. Hrdlicka will stop it back of the net. Picked up by Guy. Around the boards. Galenchin intercepts, fires it. Rebound out front for Bachler. Bachler back of the net for Silvestri. Galenchin cruising in there as well as they got the puck back of the Bruin net. Here's Silvestri. Looking for someone to give it to. He'll hang on. To the point. Shoots it. Oh, save Hrdlicka. Puck was free, but the referee didn't lose sight of it. And you can tell that Bachler's not quite in game shape here tonight, Mike. They've had 2 or 3 really good setups to him. A little bit of a step behind. You can understand that with how little he's played here over the stretch.
Yeah, but yet there he was, parked right in front of the net. He and Galenchin there, which, we've been saying they've had to do. I mean, it's great to have him back in the lineup, but he's taking shorter shifts, but it's slowly and surely coming back.
6:25 to go, second period, 30-12, 30 without 32 12 the shots, I guess. They just put 2 more up there in favor of the Bombers. A 1-0 lead, the big goal by Noah Houle here early in the second period as Galenchin, Vockler, and Silvestri go back to work. Silvestri off the face-off, rips that one over top of the net. Vockler got knocked down in front. He'll pick up the puck back of the goal. Here's Vockler trying to get a stick on it. Now he does, and that gets blocked. Picked up here by Barrow. Barrow to center. Sends it back in for Davis. Tanchuk back of the Bomber net. Tried to keep him from the front of the net. Tanchuk. Back of his own net. Spins. Lost it in the corner. Mueller there to help him out. He'll try to push it out. He does. Barrow back on the Bruins side of center. Almost gave it up to King. Mueller gets it back. He'll send it over top of the Estevan goal. Babick knocked it down, and up the middle it goes. They're trying to hit Barrow with that home run toss. He gets a piece of it, throws it back in. Von Sprecken is there. Von Sprecken up the boards to Olofsson. Olofsson to center. Put that one back in for Mueller. Babick tried to knock it down midair. They both go for it back of the Bruin net. Babick has it. Up the boards to Barrow. He'll hammer it ahead to Davis. Davis and Runke at center. Here's Davis. Across the Bomber line. Long shot tipped away. Big rebound. It goes to the back of that. I thought it was going to squirt right out front. Fry getting tied up here with Davis. The fans cheer that. And here comes Mercer the other way. Down the wing. He got it in deep. Dropped it back. Please. Top of the slot. A shot. A big right pad saved by Hrdlicka. Oh, Hrdlicka keeping his team in it. Here's Forrest for the Bruins. Got that big goal back in game number 4. Got the game winner, actually. This was the first goal of the night. Flin Flon never answered it. Puck bounces. The Bombers try to get it out. Bouncing puck picked up here by Fry. Over to Lees. Can't clear it. Guy knocked it down. There's a shot off the skate picked up here by Kane. Kane. That would hit a skate as well, but it does come out. Kane gets it back. He'll send the pass to Lees. Lees outside the line will dump it in. 4.5 remaining in the second period. Again, a 1-0 Flin Flon lead. Game 5 SJHL quarterfinal. The series even at 2. Fillion for the Bruins at center will spin and fire it inside the Flin Flon zone. Picked up by Noah Houle. Back that Pangura will chase him. Houle dropped it back to Richmond. Up the right side, and Shedlevsky got a piece of that one. I thought he was going to take off and go the other way, but he didn't knock it down cleanly. Bruins corral the loose puck in their own zone. This is Babick, the big D-man. Drop that one back to Guy. Back up the middle. Rolls over to Richmond. Back the other way to Chow. Over top of his stick, but he'll race to the front of the net. And Hrdlicka will hang on. Babick comes over, takes a run at Chow. They don't like the fact that he gave Hrdlicka a little bit of slow there, but he really couldn't stop. Trying to go to the net. Absolutely. 3:57 to go. Pace picking up. It remains a 1-0 Flin Flon lead.
Yeah, very exciting. Very exciting.
Go ahead.
Reese Richmond made a great play. They nearly caught Pangura coming off the bench here, and if Reese wouldn't have got his stick down, Pangura was gone on a breakaway, and you know what happens when that happens.
Yep. Here we go. Galenchin, Vockler, Silvestri again with Houle and Richmond on the back end. The Bombers win the faceoff. Noah Houle has the puck in the corner for Vockler back out front. Galenchin, not a lot of room. He's really covered up, but he somehow gets it to the corner. Galenchin backing up for Silvestri. He's pinned up along the boards that time by Whittingham. Whittingham trying to freeze it up there for the Bruins. 3.5 remaining in the second period. This is Silvestri in the corner. Silvestri will hang on to it. Swings it to the point. Just held in by Richmond. Here's Silvestri again. Long shot. Save. Rebound at front. We got a Bomber knocked to the ice. It's Galenchin. Loose puck picked up by Pangura. And he's going to flip it off the glass. It's going to get past Richmond. There's a Bruin cutting to the front of the net as well. Boy, Richmond really held up on that. I think he thought it was going to be an icing call. Flin Flon moves it ahead. Here comes Silvestri. Back the other way. The pass to Vockler down the wing. Vockler shot. Big left pad save again by Cam Hrdlicka. Flin Flon looking up. Maybe pounce on one of these rebounds. Richmond will hold it in. Richmond shot. Oh, deflected by Mueller. Just missed. Flin Flon's hit 20 shots here in the second period. King at the point. Long shot again off the shin pad that time of Shedlevsky. Mueller will pick it up. Babick doesn't have a stick here. Puck is loose in front of the Estevan net. Babick, nice job to flip it to the blue line. Flin Flon does keep it in. They're barreling down here trying to get that big second goal. Mueller pinned up back of the Estevan net here. They work it free. Along the boards, it's Corey King. Bruins get it back. This is Shedlevsky to center. Flipping the bouncing puck in on Laser Hume. He'll make the save. Tanchuk up the boards to Bridger. He'll feed this one back to Lees at center. Lees has had a really good second period tonight. Can't corral that one, though. Bruins get it back. O'Neill takes the pass at center. He'll flip it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Here comes Kona ripping in after. Out front! There's a great chance for O'Neill. Couldn't pull the trigger. Bruins hold it in. Grabbed by Tanchuk. He does get it down the ice. Knocked down by Guy. Played it ahead to O'Neill. O'Neill looking for Runke. Puck will roll back to the Flin Flon zone. There's Tanchuk. Around the boards it goes for Lees. Tried to chip it ahead. Koner was there. Puck broke it up, or play broke it up, goes back to the Bomber net. Bruins after it with a late surge here. King off the boards. Can he get it out? No, he can't. Whittingham holds it in, fires it towards the front of the net. King will get it back off the glass again. Lees tried to poke it ahead. The Bruins good work along the boards. Flin Flon in trouble here. They've been on the ice way too long. The puck is in their own zone. They need to get a stoppage of play. Tanchuk back of the net for King. Up the boards to Lees. Can't knock it down. Mercer's got it. Played it ahead here to Kane. There's a whistle again, by the way. Kane in. That's a quick chance. And save made. Hertlick got some good pressure there by the Bruins. They're back on their heels here. But in a 1-0 game, it just takes one miscue the other way.
You got to get that puck out. Boy, oh boy. Crinkle Lynch was tackled in front of the Estevan bench here. I think a penalty should have been called on that. He was called right down. But Hertlick got to get there again to make the save.
1:13 to go. 38-14. The Eddie's Family Food shot clock might slip.
Yeah, but the other side of it is only 1-0.
Silvestri a chance. Hertlick again. Reaching down. What a performance here at the Whitney Forum tonight. I told you he was in the zone. Here's Fry. He'll lift the puck out. Wilson off his glove. Played it back. Bruins. There's a late chance. Little out front. Oh, Davis loses his balance on Galenchen. Drills him to the boards. That probably could have been a penalty, too.
Yeah.
Silvestri will poke it in. Boy, the referees are letting a lot go here tonight. That was definitely a penalty. Here's Babic. Up the boards. Mueller knocked it down. Mueller down the wing. Sleds it out front. Here's Bridger out front. He had Buckner there, and again, he's a second late getting in on the play. Here come the Bruins the other way. Back across the Bomber blue line. Broken up, held in by Barrow. Down to 26 seconds. Here's Fry. Stretch past Mueller. Oh, he's offside. A good try, though. And they'll blow that down with 21.1 seconds to go. Boy, what a game here tonight. A 1-0 Flin Flon lead. Cam Hertlick. Oh, he's giving his team a chance to stay in this game, isn't he?
Yeah, they sure are. Boy, they love that stretch past Brock Mueller. They've been successful on it a number of times. That time just a little offside.
21 seconds to go in the period. Face off back at the Flin Flon zone, the right of Harmon Laserhill. 39-14 is the Eddie's Family Food shots in favor of the Bombers. They got the 1-0 lead with a big goal by Noah Holt earlier tonight. Have not been able to solve Hertlick at all since then. Flora will take the face-off here against Galenchen to the right of the Flin Flon Bomber netminder Laserhill. Around the boards, Von Sprecken can't get out, held in by Miley, lets her rip. There's a shot wide, low glove side. Olafson hit hard along the boards. Flin Flon will try to dig it free. Bruins get it. Guy again, another shot. Laserhill to save it, he throws it in the corner here with just a couple seconds to go. Bridger will squeeze this one up, and now you got Von Sprecken and O'Neill getting into it here. They're going at each other as they make their way off the ice. Well, I'll tell you what, I thought Flin Flon kind of lost a little bit of their mojo at the beginning of the career, but they sure found it again.
They sure did, and as I say, they did a far better job getting people in front of the net, making it hard for Cam Hertlick, but again, boy, oh boy, he's there. I thought Brent Galenchen just had a heck of a period. Noah Rule with a fantastic goal. One of the prettiest you'll ever see. So, a good period by the Flin Flon Bombers. They're not allowing many shots, obviously.
Flin Flon will take a 1-0 lead to the locker room. We'll take a break. The second intermission show is coming right up for the co-op. You're listening to Creighton Furniture Flin Flon Bomber playoff hockey here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Brew for two.
Clear.
Chicken Jeff. From 7 until close
8.
every Tuesday night, you can enjoy their favorite
All right, sir.
burger for $2 when you
Yeah, I see it.
an on-tap draft. Plus, Wild Wing Wednesdays every Wednesday night from 7 till close. Order a grown-up beverage and receive an order of Jumbo Chef wings for free. Specials Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but at Chicken Chef for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it always feels like home. Dine in or take out at Chicken Chef, proud sponsors of this Bomber broadcast.
Northland Ford proudly supports the Flin Flon Bombers in the SJHL playoffs, and we know they'll play tough like the Ford F-150, the toughest truck on the market 45 years running. Northland Ford helps the community cheer on the Bombers as they fight to bring a championship home where it belongs, and will provide you with the best selection on the lot to choose from in the North, for the North, Northland Ford.
The question of what you want to own is actually the question of how you want to live your life. That's why you go to Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center, because you deserve to live right. From sofas, sectionals, mattresses, and love seats, to refrigerators, dishwashers, accent pieces, cabinets, and tons more, Creighton Furniture has everything you need to make your life easier and more relaxing. Now the question is
10
that how
seconds.
you want to live your life? I think we all know the answer. Live your life to the fullest with Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center. Open Tuesday to Saturday, 10 to 4.
You're on.
And welcome back to the Whitney Forum. Rob Hart, Mike Slip. We have a little bit more to talk about stats-wise. The Bombers finally get a goal. Noah Hull's first to the playoffs. Again, Joey Lee's the table setter. But it's an interesting play because Hull broke in, and Lee's was probably three skate lengths behind him. Got in there very late. And again, I think a lot of it had to do with Bachler zigzagging all over the place. Nobody knew where he was going. Anyway, once Lees got in there, he got the puck and he held onto it for a long time. He was looking for all kinds of different scenarios, and finally, he feeds the puck to Richmond. He gets it to Hull. He does the rest. But boy, Joey Lees, I think the reason why it's 1-0, he's the one that created that whole opportunity.
Absolutely. You know, and as I say earlier in that shift, Corey King did a fantastic job of keeping that puck in. We haven't had a penalty, have we, Rob?
Just the coincidental minors.
That's right, exactly. Yeah. So, as we said, the referees are letting them play, and hopefully that continues now for the third period.
Well, an entertaining game for sure. Noah Hull's first to the playoffs. Lees and Richmond, the assist at 6:06. Shots that period, 23-7 for Flin Flon. The Bombers a two-period total of 39. The Bruins a two-period total of 15. And like Mike Slip said, no power plays yet. When the Bombers lead after 2 periods of play here in the postseason, their record is 2-0-1. And of course, remember the last time they led after 2 in Estevan, they blew that 2-goal lead. So a 1-goal lead, I'll tell you what, that definitely would be anything but safe.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's going to be a exciting third period. So we'll have to see what happens, Rob.
So the Flin Flon Bombers, a 1-0 lead after 40 minutes of play. We'll take a break. More of the second intermission shows coming up. We're going to chat with our buddy, the Mauler from the L'Orange Ice Wolves. Of course, he's covering that Melfort L'Orange series. They're in it tonight. His thoughts on how that series has gone so far. So hang on, we'll right back with the Mauler and more of our second intermission show coming up on 102.9 CFBR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear.
Jim's Custom Doors and Windows is your
Okay.
trusted local windows, doors, and blind store. But did you know they also install overhead doors? And did you know that a properly installed overhead door can help protect your home against extreme weather, help you save on your energy bill, and can increase the value of your home by up to 4%? Well, if you didn't, now you do. Plus, they also have lock and key services, helping you protect your home from the elements. Jim's Custom Doors and Windows. Call them today, 687-7071.
And good evening. Welcome to our second intermission. Joining us from the L'Orange Ice Wolves, their play-by-play voice and marketing manager, Braden Malsbury. Of course, the Wolves in Melfort for the big Game 5 of that opening round SJHL quarterfinal series. And just like a lot of people predicted, it's been an absolute war. 2 wins apiece. Lots of interesting stuff happening both on and off the ice. Mahler, good to catch up with you. Of course, the last time I saw you, we chatted about these playoff matchups before they happened as I met up with you, of course, the final weekend of the regular season. You and I chatted about it, how tough this one was going to be, how a lot of people thought it would go the distance, and how many people thought it would be the best opening round series. Lots of times things don't live up to the hype, but I don't think we can say that about these two teams in this series so far.
It's been a phenomenal series between these two hockey clubs. As I think I mentioned on your broadcast a few weeks ago, I said it's going to go 6 or 7, and obviously it's going to go at least 6, tied up at 2 games apiece between these two hockey clubs. Obviously, L'Orange took the first game a week ago in Melfort 3-1, and then the next night they blew a 2-goal lead. Looked like they were going to get the win, but a late comeback by Melfort. They win it in overtime, and then they go back up to Larange for games 3 and 4. And for game 3, the teams are about to take the ice for warm-up when there was an unfortunate ice issue where there was a pipe that was drilled into. Freon was spraying all over the place, melting the ice in the visiting crease area. So the Ice Wolves had to make the call to move the game, and they moved it to the JRMCC Arena, located on the Lac La Ronge Indian Band, newer facility. And it was amazing to me that we even played a hockey game that night, and the Wolves got it done in overtime. Jacob Byzantini, the hero, to take a 2-1 series lead. And then game 4, tightly contested affair. Melfort had the edge in the first 10 minutes, but I would say the Ice Wolves controlled the pace of play in the last 50. But unfortunately for them, they drop a 3-1 decision, and Melfort had a late empty netter with 3 seconds left. So it was a 1-goal hockey game. And the story of the series so far has been goaltending. Both netminders excellent.
Well, we knew that going in. I mean, Dawson Smith, the runner-up for the goalie of the year, and Joel Fabro, I mean, he's battled injuries this year. Probably would have been a finalist as well had he played all year. So we kind of knew it was going to be that. The interesting thing about this series is, both teams are finding ways to win and the other team's building, but we saw that in the regular season as well, Mahler. Why do both these teams have so much success in the other team's rink?
I think from a La Ronge Ice Wolves perspective, the Ice Wolves beat Melfort twice in their own barn, scores of 6-1 and 4-2, I do believe. And I think the Ice Wolves have a lot of speed, and when they play on a bigger ice surface, I think it suits their game well. And for Melfort, I don't think they have a ton of speed off the rush. They have that top line is pretty good, but below them, it's kind of a workman-like group, and I don't think they're the flashiest of skaters. So I think maybe playing at the Mel more suits Melfort than this La Ronge club this year, although La Ronge very good in their own rink this season, one of the best home records in the SJHL. But during Kevin Kaminsky's time, I mean, he talked about it with me on my pregame show before Game 1, and he said during his time, they've had a lot of success in Melfort. So I don't know, it's just one of those things where La Ronge plays well in Melfort, and I have to give credit to the Ice Wolves fans, Billets and Barons, that came out for games 1 and 2 in Melfort. When La Ronge scored, it was louder for the Ice Wolves than when Melfort scored. It was a library in there. It's a big rink, about 2,000 or so seats. But the La Ronge fans were rocking right from puck drop, and it almost felt like a home game. People were texting me, listening to my broadcast, saying, is this game in La Ronge? Because they brought noisemakers, horns, cymbals, basically a whole drum set, and it was electric, and I'm expecting much of the same tonight, as it's expected over 100 La Ronge fans coming down for Game 5.
Now, you mentioned the problems at the Mel Hedlund. Have those been rectified?
Yes, the ice issues have been rectified. Game 6 will take place Sunday at 5 p.m. in earlier starts. A Sunday game, but before we boarded the bus last night, there was a practice taking place, and there is a bit of a rec tourney going on from what I understand. So the ice is going to be flooded several times throughout the course of the weekend, and I checked it out yesterday myself in the morning when I was at the rink getting ready, sending out ticketing information for Game 6, and it looks just normal, and a big credit to the folks that came down from down south to get that all shored up, because to be honest, it wasn't looking too good before Game 3.
So I got to ask, and I understand that problems happen. I mean, we had a similar situation that happened in Flin Flon a few years back. Like you mentioned, you've been one of the best teams in your building the last several years, in particular this year. Did moving to that other building kind of hurt you guys a little bit?
Well, I don't think so, because the Ice Wolves won Game 3, 4-3 in overtime. It is a regulation-sized ice surface, so like I said before, I think the Ice Wolves like playing on bigger success down south than Notre Dame this year. And it was electric in there as well in terms of the atmosphere. It probably only seats, they'll probably only have 400 seats, and you can jam in another 400, so there's likely 800, 850 on hand for those games. So I don't think it hurt them at all. Game 4 was a one-goal game. Obviously, it kind of throws everyone off when you have to change locations at such short notice. And as I touched on earlier, it was surprising we actually played a game. If that were to take place in the regular season, I think the game just would have been called. But because it's a playoff game, a lot on the line, a huge shout-out and credit to the JRMCC Arena staff and Kevin Roberts, who runs things over at the JR, and Emma Smallwood, as she works there too, as they just did everything they could. And, the game went on, and, the fans were happy to watch some playoff hockey up there in northern Saskatchewan.
And I guess you guys are fortunate that they had ice there, because if there's no ice in that rink, I don't know what you do.
Exactly, because, as we know, ice can come out pretty early when hockey seasons are over. But, yeah, luckily there's still some minor hockey stuff going on, so there was ice available. And, it's been an interesting series so far. And looking forward tonight, 2 of these games have went to overtime. Wouldn't be surprised if we see some free hockey tonight, Hardy.
So you got, like you said, it's the exact same situation as Flin Flon, a best of 7, now a best of 3. Looking forward to tonight, and for LaRange to win this series, I mean, you're getting the great goaltending. What else do you need?
Well, I think the power play needs to be a little better. They're 3 for 21 on the power play. We'll say LaRange has been very disciplined. They've only taken 13 penalties in the series. And Melford has not had a lot of success on the power play. I think they have 1 goal so far in the series. So the penalty kill unit, outstanding for the LaRange Icicles. I think they're going to have some success. If they have some chances tonight, have to find a way to find the back of the net on the power play. We saw during the regular season for a good power play. They can do it. They have guys that can move the puck. Liam McInnes, he's going to likely be out there on the power play every time the Icicles work on the man advantage. And they have to find a way to take the eyes away from Joel Favreau if they're going to beat him, because right now he is dialed in, but at the other end of the ice, so is Dawson Smith too.
Quickly, I know a number of people have been watching it, from the league brass to just people in general. The sense I'm getting is that these 2 teams hate each other. Is that could there be any more intensity than there is?
Well, there might be, because we haven't seen a fight yet in this series, which is quite surprising to me. But game 1, before puck drop, Jacob Vizantini and a Melford player, I can't remember who it was, were slashing each other off the face. To be honest, I'm surprised that they had some contact handed out, or maybe 2 minutes for each of the players. Right from the opening puck drop, and it was intense. I had a pretty good view for game 3 and 4 at the JRMCC Arena. For game 4, I was right above the benches and penalty box, and you could just hear the verbal trashing, the words.
1 minute, 10 seconds.
Yelling and screaming at each other.
Okay.
I mean, it's certainly playoff hockey, and obviously these 2 clubs have had a long rivalry over the years, but yeah, it also, to make it interesting, as you know, Hardy, a lot of players have played for both teams. You look at Liam McInnes and Trenton Curtis. They used to be Melford Mustangs. They're now on LaRange. The Icicles assistant coach, Kyle Schneider, played for Melford, played for LaRange. Now he's on the Icicles bench. And trainer Parker Poffenoff played for Melford, played for LaRange, and now he's the trainer with the Wolves. And then for Melford, obviously Boston Maxwell started his junior A career in LaRange. And Ty Evans, he was moved earlier in the season in that big blockbuster deal. So, a lot of bad blood between these 2 hockey clubs, and I would expect to see much of the same here tonight in Game 5 and Game 6 back at the Mill.
10 seconds.
Good, Steve Mulliner, good to catch up with you. Good luck to you and the Wolves tonight. I know a lot of people will be watching.
Yeah, anytime, Hardy, and maybe we'll see you around here shortly.
And you're on.
And welcome back to Whitby Forum. The 2 teams have just made their way back on the ice. A big thanks to Mulliner for joining us. I love that guy, and I'll tell you what, the Wolves are lucky to have him back.
They sure are. Boy, oh boy, that was a great interview. He's a really, really good play-by-play guy. A lot of them in the SHL. We got one standing right next to us here at Nolan Cowell from the Estevan Bruins.
Frontline Sport News Town scoreboard tonight. Not a lot of goals in those other games tonight either, Mike. It's scoreless after 1 between Kitswood, Humboldt, Weyburn, Battleford, and LaRange Belford. Not a single goal yet.
Wow.
And all 3 of those games are after 1 period of play. It's tightening up. Remember, there's a couple elimination games tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Both the Hawks and Wings facing elimination, so we'll keep you up to date on those at our Frontline Sport Leisure Account scoreboard. Again, the MJHL playoffs, we get all the scores there as well. Here's Galenchin cutting down the side. Oh, a wraparound, and again, Herdlicka finding a way to get there. Manitoba Junior Hockey League games tonight. Not a good start for the Blizzard. They're down 4-1 against Burden in the third period. Dauphin Swan River 1-1 in the third. How would you like that for travel in a first-round playoff series? 2 hours.
That'd be nice for you.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Portage leads Niverville 3-1 in the second period, and Winkler Steinbach 2-2 also in the second tonight. Buffalo's beaten New Jersey 5-4, and the Islanders lose to Columbus in overtime 5-4.
It's a pricey play to live in God's country, Rob.
Galenchin off the draw, trying to cut back out in front again. That time Herdlicka got the stick on him. Pangira gets it back to center for Shimlevsky. I think we're going to see a lot of this line here in the third period. Pangira, by the way, we're talking a lot about him. He's leading their team in scoring with 4 points here in this series. Puck inside the Flin Flon zone, picked up back of the goal that time by Whittingham. He tried to get it out front. Look out! Pangira there again, and he got held up. Bombers will get it to Silvestri at center. Boy, Pangira, every time he's out there, they get a chance to score. He's been there, next to Cam Herdlicka, he's been their best player again tonight.
Oh, yes.
There's a chance behind the D for Mueller. Can't get the stick. Pangira has it. Trying to flip that one back to Shimlevsky. You got Little falling down. Pangira has it. He'll flip it in and go off for a change. And picked up by Von Sprecken back of the net. Here's Von Sprecken. Try to come up the right side to Olsen. Couldn't pick up the pass. Miley gets it back to Kalora. His quick shot. Reaching up and grabbing that. The Bomber netminder Harmon Laser here. So just underway here in the third period. A 1-0 Flin Flon lead again. The one goal by Noah Hull with the 6:06 mark in the second period.
Yeah, huge goal and a big goal and a nice goal for Noah Hull. Boy, that's the good genes in that family. Dad Julian must have been a great hockey player because you had Donovan and Noah.
Yeah, no kidding. Face off to the right of Harmon Laser Hume deep in the Flin Flon zone. Galenchin off the draw. Corner had a chance to get it, but he couldn't knock it down cleanly. Babick reaches out. He's outside the zone, though. Here's O'Neill. He'll slap it in, a bouncing puck. Harmon Laser Hume stopped that. Von Sprecken off the glass. It gets out. This will chase Babick back in his own blue line. Intercepted, but Kalora gets it right back. There's Babick. The veteran D-man for Coder. Couldn't pick it up. Icing against the Bruins. 18-10 to go, and you know the message by Jason Kartanik has got to be, look, guys, we were down 2 goals against these guys last time. Look how it turned out.
Yeah.
1 shot away from tying it.
Yeah, this game ain't over is his message. Just keep playing hard, going to the net, and good things will happen.
Galenchin, Silvestri, Buckler up front, Richmond, and Poole, the goal scorer in the back end. Comes right back to Richmond. Here's a shot. That didn't miss by much. Bruins on it quickly, though. To the line, held in by Buckler. Here's Buckler. Another nice job to keep it in. His quick chance, and that'll go over top of the net. Buckler back in the goal for Silvestri. A load out front as Galenchin doesn't see him in time, and they close the door. Boy, Galenchin stuck in their back door pretty nicely. Flora forced to send it back down the ice for another icing call against the Bruins, and the Flin Flon will take it. But boy, Galenchin, I'm going to call it now. He is going to get a goal here tonight. He's just getting too many opportunities, playing too well. Brent Galenchin finds a way to put another puck in for the Bombers in this game.
I can't disagree with you, and I got a text from somebody earlier talking about Galenchin, and it said, he's on fire tonight. He's going to get one. I can feel it, just like you said. And then the next quote was, he's a beauty.
Babick back of the net. That hits a stick, goes over the glass and out of play. So 17:38 to go, third period, 40-17.
Wow.
The Eddie's Family Food shot clock in favor of the Bombers, but again, Cam Herdlicka has given the Bruins a reason to believe here tonight. Been beaten with just a 1 shot.
Unbelievable.
Mercer against Zizitsko. Lets it back to Richmond. There's a chance. Herdlicka looking behind him, but he's got it. And that's the second time that Richmond's got a nice low shot on target.
It sure is. He didn't see that because there's bodies in front. So, but again, great positioning out on top of the crease, and a great shot by Reese Richmond.
Another face-off back in the Bruins zone. Mercer, another face-off win. This is Lees to Richmond. That time, Zizitsko blocked it. Zizitsko will get it back. Can't clear, though. It does get away from Richmond. He'll throw it back in. Flin Flon will have to clear the zone. And Jet Slap, the Estevan D-man, will pick it up back of his own net. He'll swing the pass to Guy. This is Guy up the middle. Poked back across the Bomber blue line by Fillion. Richmond in there. Look out! He goes down hard in the corner. Nobody touched him. He just lost his footing. Oh, my goodness. Reese Richmond went down heavy. Hopefully he's okay. He wasn't 100% anyway. Meanwhile, the Bruins, Babbitt gets it out front. It gets away from Fillion. And Richmond remarkably stays on the ice. Did you see that?
I was in a part of the ice I couldn't see, Rob. I was trying to see on the big screen. No, I didn't.
He went down hard in the boards. He just lost his footing and went down. Thank goodness he's okay. Chow will flip it out. Here's a race for it. Actually, Flin Flon's tired. Kane will go off, but Chow and Pierce are out there quickly. Little will pick it up back of his own net. Up the middle to Shimlevsky. He'll chip that one back inside the Flin Flon zone. King in the corner. He missed it back of the net. Pierce comes back over. He'll pick it up. Moved it ahead, but picked off by Miley inside the blue line. His long shot deflected that time. A nice job by Shimlevsky. And Harmon Laser-Hill will make the stop.
Rule getting a little attention on the bench, the Bomber bench. He came off pretty gingerly there. Oh, he looks like he got clipped with a high stick. He's going to be okay. Or a puck or something up in the face area. He's okay.
Boy, it's just been a war these first 5 games, hasn't it?
There has. They got another few series to go, these teams.
Here's Bockler outside the zone, made a good move. He's got room down the right. We'll flip it ahead a little bit ahead of Galenchen. Pangura back in the Estevan zone, cleared it back to center. Here's Tanchuk. He'll drill it in. Babbitt will pick it up back. Moved it ahead to Pangura. Pangura gets it back to center. Picked off by Tanchuk. Hammered in. Easy right pad save that time. Hrdlicka. Babbitt gets it back. Keep track of his ice time. I bet you he doesn't lead the ice here in the third period.
Yeah, you're right.
Chow will pick this one off the bench. Here's a Bockler inside the Estevan zone. He'll dump it back to the goal for Chow. Opportunity here for Silvestri. Babbitt ties up with him. The puck will come to the blue line, knocked down by Stimmy. Stimmy, though, tried to make a move on it too quickly and mishandled the puck. Here's Pangura. Back to center. Chow comes back, knocks him to the ice. They'll flip it ahead. Pierce didn't get a stick on it. Rolls back to the Bruin line. Picked up by Shimlevsky. And they'll send it back inside the Flin Flon zone. King there to retrieve. King looking for Pierce. Pierce gets a piece of it. That means there'll be no icing. Good alert play by him. Whittingham back to that. Got chased there by Pierce. Gets away. Played it back to Wilson. Wilson outside the blue line. Ahead to Barrow. He'll chip it back in. Von Sprecken is there. Up the boards for Pierce. Pierce couldn't knock it down. Nice body check that time. Olsen comes over and hits Davis, but the play will stay inside the Bomber zone. Davis in the corner. Tried to play it out front. Picked up here by Olsen, and he'll get it back down the ice. Whittingham will race after it. Whittingham lifts it ahead to center. Here's Runke. Back to Barrow. Barrow's soaring down the right side. Barrow out front gets nailed, and Olsen overskates it. Falls down, but gets it out. Bridger to center. Back across the line. A long shot will go wide of the Bruin net. This is Runke. Hit a skate, stays in the zone. Mueller plays it back to Bridger. Bridger, left side, quick shot, right pad save made. Hrdlicka. Bridger down, back of the net. The puck is laying beside him. That's picked up by Babbitt and gets outside the zone. Good to see Richmond right back out there. Houle better be careful. Barrow, and he fall down. Puck laying there. Richmond comes over to grab it. Richmond plays it ahead here. Mercer tied up. O'Neill back the other way. O'Neill going wide, a chance off the side of the Bomber net and off the side of the net, the post, and off and hit the netting over top of the net. O'Neill, been talking a lot about Pangura tonight. O'Neill also having a good game.
Boy, oh boy, he's a big man. I tell you, the Bombers nearly got caught again on a too many men there, Rob. They got lucky, I think. Bombers have won a lot of face-offs tonight, Rob, I think. It seems to me they seem being better in the same face-off circle, although not that one.
Bruins win the face-off. They hammer it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Again, just a 1-0, a 1-0 Flin Flon lead. Knocked down, shot on target that time by Whittingham, kicked away by Laser-Hume. O'Neill goes back to work. O'Neill in the corner, picked up here by Kalora. Good work by this big line, Kalora. Hanging on to it. We'll flip it deep inside the zone that time for O'Neill. O'Neill back to Wilson. A shot. Great glove save there. Harmon Laser-Hume. And the Bruins get a great opportunity here.
Corner in front of the net. What a save by Laser-Hume. I don't think it was. I think it was going to go by the net, but still, he made a great save on it.
13:28 to go. Third period, a 1-0 Flin Flon lead. That 50-50 up to $15,700.
It might go to 20, Rob.
Forced against Silvestri back inside the Flin Flon zone, off the draw. Try, bad giveaway in front of the net. Billion knocked that one away. Bombers converge on it though, Silvestri. Off the glass. Wilson knocked it down, throws it back out front. Zisco can't get a stick on it. Bombers get it. Delenchin trying to move past the tee, doing everything. He gets it across the line. Knock it down again. Puck comes to the top of the circle. Walker will pick it up. He makes a nifty move. Here's Jacob Walker in deep. Throws into the blue line. Fry calls for a quick shot. Deflected. What a toe save by Herdlicka. Lights out by this guy. Puck flipped back down to the Flin Flon zone. Laserhume gets rid of it. Back to Silvestri. Did you see that stop?
It was fantastic. That was a smart.
Incredible. I wish he'd run the replay on that.
Yeah, that was fantastic. But again, the Bombers in front of the net, that's what they got to do, and make it tough. Make it so that he has to make those hard saves, and one of them's going to go in.
Oh, he's been fantastic. 43-22, the shots in favor of Flin Flon. Cam Herdlicka doing everything he can to keep the Bruins in this one tonight, and he made a beautiful save off the redirection that time. Flin Flon will poke it back to Bruin line. There's Barrow. Look out, Pangira goes down. Little's got it to the right side. Little will hang on, try to come out front. Richmond blocked it. Chow goes in there, throws a body check on his guy. Pierce can't get it out, knocked down by Babbitt. That one redirects and goes wide. Held in here by Miley. Back of the goal again. Bruins trying to get something going here. Just down one goal. Little off the boards. Knocked down by Miley. Swings it to the right point to Babbitt. Back to Miley, a one-timer. Hits somebody in front. Puck is laying there. Laserhume will reach out and grab it. And now the Bruins starting to get some chances.
Absolutely. You know, another guy who's played a really good game is Aiden Chow, I think. He's been aggressive. He's been, he's got to keep it simple because he's not a forward, and that's what he's done. But he's been physical and aggressive and made some got his stick in the way of a few plays.
Another shout out to Tommy McDermott, former Flin Flon Bomber, also was the trainer for the LaRange Ice Wolves back in the 08-09 season. I think Bob Beatty would have been the coach then, I think. Anyway, a big hello to him. I think he's listening at PA tonight. What a game, I'll tell you what. Audience will be glued. This one is a great game. The best game of the series so far, a 1-0 Flin Flon lead. And both teams just scratching and clawing, trying to win this pivotal game 5. The Bombers will flip it back down the ice. That's Miley, the big D-man. Throws it up the boards here to Davis. Davis will hang on. Up the boards, back to Runke. Runke inside the Flin Flon zone. Look out, he made a move there. Richmond goes down hard in the corner. And he's tied up at the back of the net. Flin Flon will lift it ahead. Lees tapped it ahead to Mercer. Here's a chance for Kane down the wing. A quick chance, and Herdlicka will reach out and grab that. And he'll hang on with 11 and a half to go in the third period. And a 1-0 Flin Flon lead. Boy, what an amazing game here tonight. What do you say?
Boy, oh boy, Reese Richmond made a nice play. Some great defensive plays tonight for the Flin Flon Bombers, getting their stick in the lane and blocking shots, intercepting passes.
Bridger set for the face-off against O'Neill. Back to Tanchuk. He'll drill that one in deep. One of the Bombers is tied up out front. I couldn't see who it was, though. It looks like it was Mueller. Meanwhile, the Bruins back the other way. Here comes Kalora sending it in for O'Neill. Their best line here in the third period. Boy, they've had some chances. They get the puck again back to the Bomber net. Bruins working back out front. That didn't miss by much. Oh, a good chance by Kalora there. Here's Mueller. The pass to center. Bridger can't get to it. Broken up. Olafson will get a hold of it. And he'll flip it back in. We're going to have our first penalty of the hockey game here. I think Stibby is the injured Bomber right below us here. Penalty being handed out to O'Neill. We'll take a break. Olafson's down. You're listening to Creighton Furniture Bomber Playoff Hockey here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear.
You're busy. And nobody knows that more than you.
Okay.
And you forget things, like appointments, where you put your keys, even to eat. Just a friendly reminder from Eddie's Family Foods to get a bite from the grab-and-go section or the full flavor of the meat department. Eddie's knows that for your family, you can't forget. So remember, they have fresh, store-made items you can't get anywhere else. Eddie's Family Foods, your uptown grocery store, still big enough to serve you and small enough to care.
Keeping you safe from the elements is a top priority for Jim's Custom Doors and Windows. That's why they're a proud supplier of Huron windows and doors. With good delivery times and products that are cold weather approved, they put you at peace of mind. From the installation of new windows and doors to the replacement of old leaky ones, Jim's technicians have you covered.
10
Stay
seconds.
Protected with Huron windows and doors at Jim's Custom Doors and Windows. Your trusted local windows, doors, and blind store. 687-7071.
You're on.
So was Olafson that was down. It looks like it's a high sticking call against O'Neill. And boy, it's been a tight game. This is our first power play of the night. The Bombers in the playoffs have scored 4 power play goals on 15 opportunities. They did give up a shorthanded goal. So Flin Flon's second best power play in the regular season, second best power play in the playoffs. The Bruins ranked 7th out of the 8 teams. And boy, this could be the turning point of the game here, Mike Slip.
Sure can. I just watching Ty. He is in a little distress. And Vera.
Well, he's taking an extra penalty here for something.
Misconduct?
I don't know. O'Neill got a penalty. Pat Gura's made his way over there as well. I have no idea why he's in the penalty box. I guess they'll announce it. Off the face-off. Knocked down Buckler. Deflection. Open net. Silvestri can't get there. Oh, it's a 2 for a blow to the head and a misconduct. So Pat Gura's in the box. I figured you'd want him on the ice with how good he's been. Blocker back out front to Houle. Cat knock it down. Rumpke gets a hold of it. Sends it back to center. Houle is there. Feeds it back to Blocker. Blocker inside the Flin Flon zone. Nice pass to Silvestri. Silvestri across the Estevan line. Hangs on. Whipped on it. Puck will go in deep. Bounces. Mercer. Back in front. There's a chance. Blocker got stoned that time again by Herdlicka. Wraparound attempt by Silvestri. Can't get it to go. Bouncing puck picked up Mercer to the blue line. Richmond will knock it down. Feeds it back to Houle at the top of the right circle. Back of the goal for Silvestri. Out front to Houle. Blue line for Bockler. Here's Houle. In tight one-timer. Silvestri fired it wide. Puck set outside the zone. And Bockler knocks it down at center ice. 10 minutes to go in the third period. Here's Bockler. It's around the boards. Back inside the Bruins zone. Houle race in. Noah Houle back of the goal. This is Silvestri. Back to Houle. Silvestri back to it. Getzlaf gets a piece of it. Picked up here by Little. Falls down, but gets it down the ice. Great effort by him. 45 seconds to go in the Flin Flon power play. 9:45 in the game. A 1-0 Flin Flon lead. Big power play chance here. Here's the pass to King. King up the right side to Bridger. They're offside. They don't like the call, but too bad.
Corey King was having a hard time tracking it down there, and that's what put him onside. Boy, that was close. They just showed the replay there of Hockler on the doorstep. Boy, you miss a guy like Cole Dubrow here and
Tremblay.
And Tremblay, yeah.
Between Dubrow and Tremblay, that is over 30 goals in the power play this year.
Yeah.
Dubrow had 18 and Tremblay 15 power play goals. This is Kamchuk inside the line. Back to King. The lane to shoot it up the boards it goes. Back to King. Lots of traffic in front. King will hang on. Here's Kamchuk, a chance! And Herdlicka on the redirection by Galinshin got it. 14 seconds to go in the power play. Just over 9 minutes to go in the third period. I tell you what, nobody's sitting down like everybody's standing. Boy, what a game here at the Whitney Forum tonight. Game 5 of this pivotal SJHL quarterfinal series.
It sure is. This is a huge face-off right here. It'll give the Bruins a lift if they're able to kill this penalty, Rob.
Kane out there getting some power play time. He's got some power play. I think he had 6 power play goals in the regular season. Galinshin, Kane, Bridger, King, and Von Sprecken, who's got the puck. Von Sprecken, the King top of the circle. King will hang on to it. Back to Bridger, a shot, and he drills that over top of the net. Power play is about set to expire. Good work by Von Sprecken to hold it in. Babbitt will get a hold of it. Off the glass, down the ice. He's got Pangura out in the box. So the Bruins kill the power play. Pangera stops, drills it. That one hits King. He's hurt. He took that one right in the midsection. He's got to get off the ice here. Pangera again. King tries to stay out there to knock it away from Runke. Boy, King took that one up high. A rocket by Pangera, but the Estevan Bruins killed the Flin Flon power play. This is Davis trying to circle inside the zone. Picked up by Bridger. Lifted it off the glass. It came back to center. King couldn't get a stick on it. Wilson goes back to Bruins side of center. He'll hang on. Played that one ahead to Philly on goal. Same made. Hart and Laserhill got rid of it. Cooked it a Fry. Back of the net. This is Richmond. Up the boards to Mueller. Tied up by Miley. Mueller goes down. He takes a stick in the face. He's hurt. Meanwhile, Miley will feed this back to center to Whittingham. Whittingham across the bomber line. Thrown to the ice. Penalty coming up against Fry. Bruins going to get their chance. Well, you knew you were going to get a make-up call somewhere. Zazitsko back to Fillion. Unless they score here, of course. There's a chance. Laserhill's got it. It rolls off of him. And now another bomber drilled on the play. That's Kane, I think. Getting a little nasty here, Mike, late in the third period. Big power play coming up here for the Bruins. Battleford scored. They got a 1-0 lead on Weyburn in the second, and Humboldt's also got a 1-0 lead on Nipawin tonight, and Melford a 1-0 lead. So we have goals in the second period for the rest of those games around the SJHL tonight. They haven't called the media timeout yet, have they?
They just did, Rob.
All right, we'll take a break as well. 7:56 to go. Estevan power play when we return. This is Creighton Furniture, Flin Flon Bomber Hockey, playoff hockey here on 102.9 CFPR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear.
With that KFC famous chicken
All right, sir.
I am unwrapping it, enjoying it, and saving the spicy one for later.
No. Take a picture of the famous chicken sandwich from KFC, hashtag it, reel it, post it, boost it, make a long video, reaction video, tutorial video.
Nah, I don't want to do what everyone else does. I just want to have my triple-breaded buttermilk marinated filet.
What about your likes?
The only like I care about is my own, because the KFC famous chicken sandwich is so good.
Hud Bay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hud Bay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
And you're on.
7:56 to go. Estevan Bruins power play. They just killed the Flin Flon Bomber power play. We'll see what the Bruins can do with their odd man situation. 47-23 is the Eddie's Family Food shot clock in favor of Flin Flon so far tonight. Davis will take in for the big face-off here against Galentia to the right of Harmon Laserhill.
Corey King back out there, Rob.
They took that hot shot. Bruins win the draw. Along the board, Shimlevsky. Puck comes to Babic. He'll hold it in. Swings it across. Chance in front for Davis. He'll throw it back in the net. Somebody doesn't have a stick here. It's Galentia. He broke his stick, so Flin Flon's down 2 men here. Babic. Side of the net. Bruins work it out front. They score. Power play goal, Davis, and it's all even here at the Whitney Forum. That's going to come at the 12:26 mark. Boy, tough break there for Flin Flon. Galentia breaks his stick, and the Bruins capitalize.
Yeah, what do you do? Galentia decided to go to the bench and get his stick, which I think was probably the right play.
Yeah, unless there's nothing else he could do.
Nothing else. So, I know the. Well, here we go, Rob. 1-1.
Davis gets his first of the series. And like I said, basically 2 men down there with Galentia breaking his stick. So it's a 1-1 game. And the Bruins, we know they can come from behind. They've done that already a couple times against Flin Flon this year. So a 1-1 game. Cam Hurtlicka has done everything to keep his team in it, and now it's tied. Silvestri will flip it back in. Hurtlicka stopped that one. Pangura, another assist there, Mike. Go figure, eh? And Koner will get an assist as well on the power play goal by Davis, so they've tied it up at 1. 7:22 to go in the third period. Buckler, Galentia, Silvestri up front for Flin Flon. It's Richmond and Houle on the back end. A 1-1 game. Bruins win the face-off. Around the boards it goes. Gets past Richmond, rolls back in the Flin Flon zone. Houle there to get it. Houle back to that around the boards again. Galentia couldn't get it out. Whittingham knocked it down. Look out. They had a guy out front. Davis just chipped it wide. Barrow knocked it down. That one towards the front of the net. I think it hit Runke. Flin Flon will get it back. Locker plays it back to center. Almost too many men on the ice there. Flin Flon will flip it back in. Richmond has to go through his legs. Comes back to Houle at center. Dropped it back to Richmond. Nice pass to Kane. Kane across the Estevan line. Quick shot off the check pad that time of Herdlick. A rebound. Comes out. Picked up by Shimlevsky. He'll hammer it in. Took a wild hop back of the goal. Grabbed by Von Sprecken off the boards. To the line. Flin Flon try to clear it. Bruins hold it in. Keegan Little, one of the veterans from last year. Try to get it back out front. Here's Lees. They'll flip it ahead looking for Kane. And I'm not sure why they're blowing this
I think
down.
it hit the scoreboard, Rob.
Okay. 6:18 to go in the third period. It's a 1-1 hockey game as the Bruins have tied it up on a big power play goal by Davis here in the third period. Next goal wins, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. This is nice. You're absolutely right, Rob.
49-25. The shots in favor of Flin Flon.
Almost double them up. Again.
But the Bruins holding strong here tonight, knowing what a victory tonight would mean going back to Affinity Place for game number 6. Here's a chance here for Skibby across the line, swatted away from him. It comes back to center. That Bruin bench is pretty lively here. They didn't see that way the last time they were here. Skibby along the wall. Skibby back of the net. Well, left that over top of that. Good effort again by him. Richards, the blue line, nobody there. Von Sprecken feeds it back to Fry. He'll dump it in, goes down hard from the Bomber bench. Here's Babic. Off the glass, bouncing puck picked up by Bockler. Bockler, he'll flip it in. Bouncing puck on Herdlick, but he got his right pad on that. Babic whipped on it, got drilled in the corner by Bockler. Bockler, is he going to get a penalty? Yes, he is. Oh, my goodness. Jacob Bockler, an interference penalty. And the Bruins are back on the power play here, Mike. And Babic looks like he's hurt.
Yeah, that, I don't know.
Well, Babic's, he's down. We'll take a break. Another Estevan power play when we return. You're listening to Creighton Furniture Flin Flon Bomber Playoff Hockey here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear.
Staple items like bread and buns, or just because items, muffins, cookies, and pies, so good you think you're dreaming, but you're not. You're at the North of 53 Co-op. I know, you're shocked, but you shouldn't be, because the Co-op serves up hot and delicious baked goods every single day. And the only place better than their bakery is Mom's Kitchen.
Okay, you want another one?
Debatable. The North of 53 Co-op, you're at home there.
Okay.
Look at all the features on my new washer and dryer. This one is for extra spin, and with this one here, I can program a delayed start, though I haven't figured that one out yet. Oh, and it's got all these lights over here. I have no idea what they mean. Oh, and over here...
Sophisticated, not complicated. With a Whirlpool washer and dryer from Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center, you get the technology without the confusion, and you can ask all your questions before
10 seconds.
Whirlpool washer and dryers are simple and efficient, and when you get your Whirlpool at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center, you know what you're taking home.
You're on.
So they're calling Bockler for cross-checking. Bruins are on the power play here. They've tied it up with a power play goal here in the third period. Just over 5 minutes to go. There's a nice job by Fry to mow his guy over back of it. The puck laying there, picked up by Shimlevsky. He'll flip it to the blue line to Miley. Back on the wall for Shimlevsky. Back of the goal it goes. Coder back out front. Oh, what a save by Laserhume. It redirected, I think, off Galenchen, but Laserhume got the pad down. Boy, big save there.
I'd be interested to see what Coder's injury is, because he really is struggling, but boy, oh boy.
It's that leg injury. He missed a whole ton of games earlier this year when he got drilled by Pierce there. He went down awkwardly on it again.
But boy, he gets back up and he gets back in the game almost every time. That's a playoff warrior right there.
Well, he's got the assist of the power play goal. There's Pangura again, 5 points to lead both teams in the series. I think Estevan wants to call a timeout, doesn't he? Isn't that what he's indicating over there? Anyway, the Bruins win the draw. Comes back to Babic. Long shot! That goes wide of the Bomber net. Boy, the Estevan power plays look good here in the third period tonight.
Sure has.
Fillion along the boards. Dug free. And Richmond will get it down the ice. A minute 13 to go in the power play. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the third period of a 1-1 game. Babic picks it up from Herdlick back of his net. He'll take off. Here's Babic to center. Oh, logging a ton of minutes again tonight. I'd love to know how many minutes he's played in this game. Pangira can't knock it down, but picked up here by Little. Puck is loose. Flin Flon racing after it. They can't get it out. Pangira in the corner. Back over to Little. He's tied up to the blue line to Fillion. Cross to Babic. Babic looking for a lane. He'll hang on. Back to Pangira. Through traffic. Pangira hangs on. Finally loses the handle. On second of flat down the ice. 32 seconds to the power play. Lead pass for Little. Ahead to Barrow. A shot. And I don't know. Where did it wind up? I don't think it got through to Harmon Laser Hume. Must have hit the D-man Tanchuk who got back in play. Bruins throw it back in. I think it's offside against Estevan. Boy, the fans called that one, didn't they?
Sure did. They sure did. 14 seconds left in this power play, Rob.
3:47 remaining in the third period. A 1-1 game. 49-27 the shots are called for the faceoff to come back in the Estevan zone. That looks like what's going to happen. So a big break for Flin Flon here with the faceoff back in the Estevan zone. Yeah. 14 seconds to go. Silvestri, Galenchin, Tanchuk, and Fry are the Flin Flon Bomber penalty killers. Bombers win the draw, but the puck will part like the Red Sea and come back to the Bomber blue line. Grabbed here by Fry, and once again he'll muscle down the ice. 6 seconds to go to the power play. Picked up here on the fly by Miley. Miley will skate with it to center. Miley lost the handle, but stays in. Runke's got it! That goes over top of the Bomber net. Mueller racing over. The penalty is over, but the Bruins have control inside the Flin Flon zone. They feed it back to Runke. That's a rip! Good save, Laser Hume. He'll kick that one out. And the Bombers do kill the second Estevan power play.
Wow, good job by the Flin Flon Bombers on that penalty kill. The dangerous Estevan Bruins, though, had some good chances.
3:19 remaining, third period, 49-27. Flin Flon leading the Eddie's Family Food shot clock, but a 1-1 game. Boy, how good has Cam Hurtlick been tonight?
He's a story yet again, Rob.
All those saves early on making a big difference now. Off the draw, Von Sprecken around the boards. Koner gets a piece of that one. It's Fillion. Back of the net, bouncing puck. Picked up by Von Sprecken. Nice job to get it out. Mueller can't get going at center, swatted away from him. Von Sprecken back to get it. Feeds it back to center, bouncing puck gets away from Kalora. They'll play that ahead to Koner. Puck will go back in the Flin Flon zone. Fry back in his own net, feeds it back to Von Sprecken. Just gets it out. He'll get it back. He's got some room. Here's Von Sprecken across the Estevan line. And he'll drill that well over top of the net, the glass. It'll hit the netting, and we'll get a face-off outside the Estevan blue line. Down to 2:43 remaining in this third period.
Great game tonight, Rob. Just playoff hockey for sure. It's both teams have played great. Bombers out shooting. The Bombers haven't had a shot for a while, though.
Face-off back inside the Estevan zone. Back to Richmond. Quick chance! Deflected! Loose puck! They can't get to it again! Bruins clear it back to center. Pangura's on top of it. Pangura across the Bomber line. Bumped on the play that time. Nice job by Richmond. He'll force it back to center. Shemleski goes back to get it inside his own zone. Feeds it back to Wilson. Wilson. Over to Miley. Again, the Bruins force feet. They'll shovel it back to center. Cut off by Mercer. Hit a leg. Comes back to Houle, a long shot. Just over 2 minutes to go. Flin Flon's hit 50 shots in the game. This is Little. Back across the Bomber blue line. Knocked away. Puck will bounce. Picked up by Lees at center. Lee's got a lot of room there down the right side. Takes off. Gets a good shot away. Rebound. Back out front. Puck laid there. Kane in pursuit. Kane in the corner. Back of the net. Picked up here. Fed to the blue line. Houle can't keep it in. Lost the handle, but Richmond is back. Here's Richmond. The Bruins are changing. He's going to try and catch them. Richmond down the wing. Dropped it back. Galenchin a quick chance, and Hurtlick reaches out to grab that. 1:35 remaining here in the third period.
Boy, oh boy, Bombers with some great chances there. Some good pressure. And a nice job. They nearly got caught on a break, but a great back check.
Face off back to the Bruins zone. The right of Cam Hurtlick of Ockler. Galenchin, Kane. Tanchuk and Von Sprecken on the back end. Tanchuk's shot gets blocked. Here comes Barrow down the wing. Here's Runke. Runke, a shot. Save made. Laser Hume. And holy cow, it's fingernail biting time here at the Whitney Forum.
It's tense. It's really tense.
Face off inside the Flin Flon zone. 1:25 remaining, third period, a 1-1 game. 52-29, the shots in favor of the Bombers here tonight. Cam Hrdlicka looking to pick up that elusive win in Flin Flon. He's been fantastic. Bruins will keep it in. This is Fry. Off the boards. Puck will roll back inside the Estevan zone. Bannock is there. Feeds it back over to Whittingham. Whittingham, look out. Onside that time, but Fry had his guy held. And Bacher going to get a little bit open ice here, but he's by himself. Bacher flying down the left side is across the Estevan line. Here's Jacob Bacher. Bacher can make things happen. Nice pass. Fry! Open net! He missed it! Wraparound attempt there. Kane will go after it. Hrdlicka ran into his own guy. Here's a chance by Von Sprecken. That gets blocked. He didn't get much wood on it anyway. And the Bruins back the other direction. Von Sprecken falls down. Look out, the Bruins are after it. Off the side of the net, it's Davis. Down to 40 seconds to go. End-to-end action here. Dying moments in the third period. Von Sprecken ahead to Bridger. Bridger gets it out. Koner sends it back on target. Laserhume a little trouble with it. We'll drop it back in the goal for Fry. 27 seconds to go. Here is Von Sprecken. Shot got blocked. He gets behind. Hauls his guy down. Boy, how did he get a penalty there? Oh, if I was Jason Tartanek, I'd be furious. He definitely hauled him down. He's been on the ice too long. They're trying to work it out. Here's Pangura. He's been dangerous. Wrap around, trying to get it back out front. It's laid there. Fry can't find it. And the Bombers hanging on by a thread here in the dying seconds.
Yeah, boy, oh boy. I didn't see this. Boy, they had a good chance on this one, Rob, but how many of those had they had?
Koner's having a tough time getting off the ice here again. He's going to be helped up.
What an effort by Koner.
2 seconds to go in the game. And a huge face-off inside the Flin Flon zone. Oh, the Bombers just hanging on here.
Koner going to the room. 2 seconds left. Oh, maybe not. Yeah,
he's having a tough time, isn't he? That's a big loss for Estevan here. Big face-off coming up here, boy. 2 seconds remaining. To the right of Harman Laserhume off the draw. Silvestri blocks it. And for the second time in the series, we're going to get overtime here, Mike Slip.
Yeah, we sure are, Rob. That's why these young men play this game. Somebody's going to be the hero.
15 shots for the Bruins in the third period.
Yeah,
of the night.
Yeah, they had a good first period. Boy, oh boy, Bombers had their chances, and Bombers got into some penalty trouble there,
And got lucky they didn't get that late call against them.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that the more I look at the Walker penalty, it was probably a penalty, but they weren't calling that sort of thing in the first period. That's a frustrating thing for players and coaches.
So we'll see what happens. We'll take a break. Come back with an extra intermission here for the co-op. Overtime once again here tonight, the Bruins. Boy, they're making a pretty good case to steal this one at the Whitney Forum tonight. Their goalie, and that was by far their best period.
Absolutely. They got shot.
Yeah, it was close. 15-13, but they able to get a lot more sustained pressure in the Flin Flon zone.
Absolutely. I mean, they're the 52 to 30 shots. They've and Laserhume had to come up big. That Fry penalty was costly, but we got overtime. That's as hockey fans, so we love it.
We'll see what happens. We'll take a quick break, come back with more for the Whitney Forum here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear.
You're busy, and nobody knows that more
12.
than you. And you forget things, like appointments, where you put your keys,
Skip.
even to eat. Just a friendly reminder from Eddie's Family Foods to get a bite from the grab-and-go section or the full flavor of the meat.
We got that commissioner interview still if you need
For
it.
your family, you can't forget. So remember, they have fresh,
Okay.
store-made items
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
can't
okay.
get anywhere else. Eddie's Family Foods, your uptown grocery store, still big enough to serve you and small enough to care.
Bailey Homes knows that you want your home to be just that, your own. They're ready to move homes, and on-site builds are customized so that you get exactly what you want. Bailey Homes prides themselves on the quality of the build and providing you with every aspect of their expertise. With years of experience building and moving homes to the north, let Bailey Homes make your dream home a reality. Call toll-free 1-855-773-0217 or visit bailey-homes.ca.
RAG 1987 Limited in the Paw now have ultra-quiet generators in stock for any purpose. The ultra-quiet 1000i is one of the quietest gas-powered generators on the market, delivering 1000 watts of power. The 3000 IES features the Honda Eco throttle system, offering amazing fuel efficiency, lasting 7 to 20 hours on a single tank. From recreation to industrial, get your hands on a Canadian-built and tested Honda generator at RAG 1987 Limited in the Paw, your local Honda dealer.
He's in there all by himself with the door closed.
Let's investigate.
Come on, don't you knock?
Oh my, that's a lot of Creighton's pizza. There's not only pizza, but lasagna, fried rice, salad.
Look, burgers and wings by the dresser.
Just having some Creighton's pizza. What did you think I was doing? By myself
10 seconds.
in my room with the door closed?
Of course, Creighton's Pizza to satisfy all your appetites.
688-2080. Fight for the last slice.
You're on.
Alrighty, welcome back to Whitney Farm. The third period scoring summary there, Mike slipped. Just one goal by Davis. And a real tough break there for Flin Flon. Not only do they get the penalty, but then Galenchin breaks his stick. And they're 2 men down. He did get a new piece of lumber, but Estevan had the momentum going. And I think it was Pangura back up to fed it out front to Davis and wide open net. And he was able to shovel it past over the line. And his first of the playoffs, a big one, because the Estevan Bruins are now a goal away from going back with a really good opportunity in their own rink on Sunday. Boy, overtime for the second time tonight. And Estevan's giving themselves a chance here with that late goal.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. That was just a series of bad luck, the penalty, and then Galenchin, as you say, so you're breaking his stick. But besides that, he's played a fantastic game. Cam Hrdlicka, still the story of this game. He made some great saves. Bombers in the second and third were able to get bodies in front and make it tough for him, but he still made those tough saves through traffic.
He certainly did. Shots in that third period were 15-13 in favor of the Bruins. But boy, the Bombers still a big edge, 52-30 so far tonight. Flin Flon, though, 0 for 1 in the power play. Estevan 1 for 2. And we'll see. Quick overtime, Mike, or is it going to be a lengthy overtime tonight?
Boy, the way this game's going, we could be here all night, Rob. You might have to just leave the press box and climb on the bus. But I know you don't want to. But you never know. You know, a mistake here, a mistake there, a give up at the blue line. It could go either way. These teams are so equally matched right now, and it could go a long time. So I don't know. To answer your question, I don't know.
I will tell you right now, it's going to be a blatant mistake either way to win this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. The one good thing is that the good news is it's not going to end in a shootout.
No.
Thank goodness.
What do you think about this, though? For overtime, you think they should play 3 on 3? It takes away from the long games if you do that.
Yeah,
I love 3 on 3 overtime. I really do.
I do, too. I think it's fantastic in the regular season, but no, not in the playoffs. I think you got to play real hockey to figure it out. I know you can stop, that's just one break the other way and it's going in, but really exciting in the regular season. But you and I both agree that the shootout is not great.
Nope, but I guess it gets the job done during the regular season.
Yes.
Anyway, Noah Hull, the lone goal for Flin Flon tonight, his first to playoffs. Davis has come back with his first here for the Bruins, and we're trying to get a hold of Jacob Faith here. He's here with the. You get a chance to look at that nice trophy there in the lobby?
I haven't seen. I didn't get down. I see him across the ice there, so I don't know if you're going to have any luck getting Jacob here. He's over talking to a few fans.
Well, our buddy Noah tried to text him. I don't have his number, so. Anyway, we'll see if he pops up here. If not, we'll just keep going there. Who knows? We might need him for the second, but who knows? Might get a couple overtime periods in here tonight.
Absolutely. But yeah, no, a good loud crowd. A a few people trying to get on Coach Tatarnik's bad side, and I believe they're doing that. And
seems like they've been relatively behaved, I thought, back there tonight.
Well, a few people anyhow. So, but you know, that's what happens when you come into the Whitney Forum. You never. It's going to be loud. It's going to be rowdy. Really, the best fans in the SHL.
All righty, we'll take another break. We'll come back and look what's happening out of town tonight and get things set up for overtime. It is a 1-1 game. Davis, the power play goal for Estevan. And let me throw this in for a commercial break. Estevan kind of taking back the momentum here. They got to feel the momentum, Mike, after getting that late goal to come out here for the overtime period.
Yeah, they do. You know, I thought that momentum-wise it was even. The Bombers came back pretty strong after that goal was scored and had some good chances. But, boy, they got to be happy with themselves to get, you know, that they were able to get this game to overtime. So you're right. They're going to be happy with themselves. It's going to be a tough haul for either team.
We'll see what happens. We'll take another break, come back with more of our special intermission show here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear.
Attention! While you smile in private, it's something funny to you? Sir, no, sir. I just had Jack Link's beef jerky, sir. Jack Link's beef jerky? Sir, yes, sir. 100% beef, 100% delicious, sir. Most convenient and delicious source of protein around? Sir, yes, sir. Did you save any for me? Sir, no, sir. Gosh darn it, drop down and give me 20. Arctic Beverages, proud supplier of Jack Link's beef jerky. Brew for two at Chicken Chef. From 7 until close every Tuesday night, you can enjoy their famous chef burger for $2 when you purchase an on-tap draft. Plus, Wild Wing Wednesdays every Wednesday night from 7 till close. Order a grown-up beverage and receive an order of Jumbo Chef wings for free. Specials Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but at Chicken Chef for breakfast, lunch, and dinner,
Centera Seeds.
Feels like home. Dine in or take out at Chicken Chef. Proud sponsors of this.
Yeah, it's not the Peter Cetera Cup, bro.
Hud Bay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hud Bay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
Staple items like bread and buns, or just because items, muffins, cookies, and pies so good you think you're dreaming, but you're not. You're at the North of 53 Co-op. I know, you're shocked, but you shouldn't be, because the Co-op serves up hot and delicious baked goods every single day. And the only place better than their bakery is Mom's Kitchen, and that's debatable. The North of 53 Co-op, you're at home there.
You're on.
And welcome back to Whitney Forum. Rob Hart, Mike Slip. Let's see what's happening, Mike, with the out-of-town scoreboard tonight across the SJHL. Like we mentioned, a couple of elimination games tonight. Weyburn has scored again, but they're still down a pair of goals. Battleford up 4-2 late in the second, and Humboldt a 3-0 lead on Nipawin. That's late in the second. Melfort taking a 1-0 lead to Laurent after two. And we heard the interview with the Mauler there, and everybody knows how good Dawson Smith is. I'll tell you what, Joel Favreau, another team premier goalie, he's had to battle injuries all year long. He's been keeping them in as well, and goals have been really tough to come by in that series as well. So 1-0. Melfort leads it after two. Manitoba Junior Hockey League tonight, a couple of finals. Swan River gets the best of Dauphin 2-1. Stan Peters actually gave the Kings all kinds of problems in the opening round last year before they got on and picked up their first MJHL championship in a long time. Verdun doubles up on OCN tonight 4-2. It's Portage leading Niverville 3, or that's a final now.
Yeah, Allison and John Cooper happen to be down in Portage with their son at a hockey tournament.
Yeah, the Portage Cup.
And Allison just texted me she won the 50-50 there. Not quite what it is here, but she won the 50-50 tonight at the Terrier game.
So the Terriers hang on 3-2, and it's 4-4 Winkler Steinbach late in the third period. Talking a lot about Cam Hurtlica, just to kind of give you an idea of how much he is in the zone, Mike. The last 7 periods of hockey in this series, he's given up 1 goal.
Wow, that's amazing. That's incredible. You know, and another great player of theirs is Pangera, like we said. Every time he gets the puck, he scares me. You know, he is a great hockey player. I was listening to Coach Tatarnik, said he came from the BCHL.
Yes.
He's, I don't know, is he a BC fellow?
he just impressed me every game he plays, and Cam Hrdlicka too. He backed up Boston below us last year, and they had a good 1-2 punch if they needed it. Boston played great, but Hrdlicka is getting his chance this year. I don't know if he's got a scholarship or not.
I don't think so. Not that I've heard.
But boy, if
he keeps playing like this, he might get one.
Well, I'd be looking for sure if I was a college.
So overtime, we're set to get rolling. Mike Reagan, the coaching staff, have made their way out here. 800 and change in the game tonight. A little bit of a smaller crowd, but boy, they've been loud and been trying to do their part to get behind the hometown Bombers in this game.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. The Flin Flon crowd loves their Bombers, and listen, this team is famous worldwide, really. And this is the epicenter, and it's great. The city's had a bit of a tough go with the mine closing here, and it's good for the city to have something like this happen. Just like last year, and we had COVID, and it's really uplifting, and it puts Flin Flon on the map. So if you're ever up here, my city councilor hat is coming out now, but if you're ever up in this area, you'll love it. There's not only the Bombers, there's a great art community here in Flin Flon, an unbelievable art community here in Flin Flon, and unbelievable scenery and fishing and hiking and snowmobiling. It's a great place to be.
Well, quite the send-off for the Bombers to get ready for the overtime period here tonight. Just 2 goals. Noah Hole for Flin Flon and Cody Davis for the Estevan Bruins, both picking up their first here of the playoffs. And we'll see what happens here with overtime. The Bruins did what they had. Again, it was a come-from-behind win for them back in Game 3. That was a 2-goal deficit. This time just a 1 goal. But they're going to get it to overtime tonight. We'll see what happens.
It's good to see. I don't remember seeing him after he got injured, Ty Olsen, but he's standing up on the bench and looks like he's ready to go again. So that's good news for the Bombers.
I think it's pretty tough to keep him out.
Yeah, he's a tough cookie. He's not a big cookie, but he's a tough one.
And he blocks a lot of shots.
He sure does.
So overtime coming up here from the one and only Whitney Forum here tonight. Second time, like we said, we had overtime in the series. First time in Flin Flon. Overtime decided into Bruins' favor back in Game 3. Bachler right now getting into with Babbitt just below us. And we'll see. Bombers going to go with Bachler, Galenchin, and Silvestri. Ever since the first 2 games in this series, Estevan has completely shut Silvestri down.
Yeah, they have. Of course, Bachler and Babbitt having words. That's the 2. Bachler got the penalty, cross-checking penalty, and Babbitt went in and got injured. I'll be chatting about that. And Frank Galenchin having words too.
Well, Mike Reagan will call a few of the guys over the bench here. A little last-minute instruction. O'Neill, he's going to the box here for some reason.
I think is that still the misconduct, Rob?
Yes, it was, because you get 10 minutes for that hit to the head.
Yeah.
Holy cow, the Whitney Forum allowed here in the third period tonight. So here we go, Bachler, Galenchin, Silvestri up front. Kamchuk and King in the back end. Runke, Davis, Barrow for the Bruins, Babbitt, and Miley. And we're underway with overtime. We got Silvestri tripped up right off. There's a big hit by Bachler as he gets into Barrow. Silvestri will pick it up, and he'll send the puck inside the Bruin zone. Bachler after it, puck bouncing back of the Bruin net. Davis in the corner, can't find the handle. Clear to the boards, picked up by Runke. Oh, stripped away, nice play, Galenchin. Keeps it in deep. From a sharp angle, Silvestri! They try to put it back up front. Hrdlicka wasn't sure where it was. Runke will pick it up. Lots of room there up the left side to Davis. Davis trying to get around King. He'll pick up the puck inside the Flin Flon zone. Couldn't hold it in. Miley will slap it in, and he goes down. I think he ran into his own guy. This is Kamchuk. Swings the pass back to King. Headmans this one to Bridger. Here comes Bridger quickly across the line. Bridger trying to get in tight. There's a chance. Oh, Mueller can't dump it in. Hrdlicka stopped him. Look out, Pangera's out there. He's got the puck at center, shoves it ahead. Broken up here by the Bombers. Bridger will pick it up again. Trying to feed that back to Olafson, but pass intercepted. Here's Pangera back inside the Flin Flon zone. He'll carry it in, bumps with his guy. Bridger down again. Gets back up, try to play it ahead. He gets it over to Mueller, but couldn't knock it down cleanly. Miley will get it back, and he'll flip it back inside the Flin Flon zone. Von Sprecken is there. Feeds it back to Fry. Fry lifts that one ahead. We're top of the stick that time, and Mueller back the other way. The little can't pick it up. Knocked away at the bomber line that time by Von Sprecken. Mueller moves that one ahead. Mueller overskates it. Here's Fry, sends it back in. Babic deep in his own zone, flipped it ahead. Kane knocked it down. I think he was outside the zone, but he lost the handle anyway. Please can't squeeze it. Here's Fillion across the bomber line. Shot off the stick, redirects over the glass and out of play. 18:05 to go in the first overtime period.
Boy, look out, that one went high enough to clear the net up into the crowd.
Overtime, game 5 tonight, and when fatigue and being tired wasn't already enough, they're going to play who knows how many overtime periods tonight.
And look who's out there again, Mr. Koner. Mitch Koner, what a guy, what a player.
Off the face-off, the Bombers try to get control of it inside their own zone. This is Kane. We mentioned his first ever SJHL playoff game tonight as he'll flip it in. Hrdlicka out of the net. Kane waited for it, knocked it down, but the Bruins get it back and push it to the blue line and get it out to center. Knocked away by Noah Houle. This is Mercer. He'll slap it in. Hrdlicka kind of got caught behind the net there. It's the second time it's happened to him so far in overtime. Here's Kalora back the other way. Pocket picked by Bachler. Tied up, can't get the shot away. Noah Houle back to the net, feeds this one back to Richmond. Plays it ahead, a good pass to Silvestri. Silvestri down the left side, his shot blocked by Whittingham, and that'll go over the glass and out of play. 17:24 to go in the overtime period. A 1-1 game here tonight, a big one between these two clubs.
Sure, it's a huge one. This is pivotal either way. Going to be tough for either team if they lose this one.
Walker back out there with Silvestri and Galenchin. Chuck King on the back end. Off the face-off, Galenchin back a nice pass here to Bachler. Bachler will hang on to it. Bachler a chance! Shoots it! Hrdlicka never saw it! The Bombers are on top of him. Hrdlicka will grab it. He didn't see that one, but he stopped it.
Boy, oh boy, the Bruins have taken a couple of liberties with Brent Galenchin tonight in front of that net after the whistle goes. I guess in overtime they're really going to let him play, but Coach Reagan wasn't happy with that.
17:14 to go in overtime. Bruins going to switch things up. Silvestri, Bachler, and Galenchin, I believe, are going to stay out there. Tanchuk and King on the back end. Here we go. Face off this time to the left of Cam Hrdlicka. Silvestri taking the draw against O'Neill, who's had a fantastic game here for the Bruins tonight. Actually, both guys have played really well. Galenchin has been fantastic for Flin Flon. Bombers dump it in. Babic back in his own net. Back out front to Kalora. King took it from him. Tried to come back out front. Hits a leg. Comes back to Tanchuk, who almost blew a tire at his own blue line. That would have been disastrous there. Flips it in, though. Babic will pick it up. That'll bounce off King into the Bruin bench. And again, that's good for Flin Flon because Koner had a step on him.
I think Brent Galenchin's been the best player for the Bruins or for the Bombers on the ice tonight. He's had a fantastic game. Just non-stop effort.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Super nice line by Mike Reagan out of Minnesota.
And he can fly.
He sure can.
One guy that never really looks tired to me. Here's a chance for Shemlevsky. He'll dump it in deep. Von Sprecken back of the net. Around the boards it goes to Olafson. Nice job to chip it ahead. Here's Bridger racing after it. Knocked away from him. Bruins. Here's Pangura across the line. Throws it in on goal. Laserhume will grab that. And a face-off back inside the Flin Flon zone. Once again out of town tonight. Frontline Sports League out of town scoreboard. We mentioned a couple of elimination games in the SJHL. Tough sledding for Weber to get goals in that Battleford series. Cotes has been red hot as well.
He's unbelievable, isn't it? playoffs. I think he's only...
But they made it close. It's 4-3 Battleford after 2.
Wow, good for Waver.
And Nipwood's on the board. They're down 3-1 against the Broncos after 2 as well. Bruins win the face-off. They throw it back to the Bomber net. That's Shemlevsky pinching in. Along the wall. Throws it back to the goal. Fry trying to get free. Koner's on it. I'll make that little, pardon me. Tied up in the corner here by Mercer. Big hit there as Pierce comes over. Fry rather comes over and takes his guy out. Mercer's got the puck. They'll move it ahead. Lees can't get a glove on it. Knocked down inside the Bruins zone by Babick. Back to Little. Here's Little across the Bomber line. Stops, feeds it across. There's a chance! Oh, a bullet by Davis just missed. Oh, that was close. Von Sprecken. Back to Lees. Plays it back to left side. Picked up here by Mercer. He'll gain the Estevan line. Throws it on target. Hurtlick of the save. And he'll hang on. 15:43 to go here in the first overtime period.
Wow, good pace so far. Boy, Mike Reagan rolling the lines. Looks like, I thought Aiden Cow was going to come out the ice. He's called off. Said the Silvestri Walkler line.
He's double shifting these guys.
Yeah, there is.
That was a wicked bounce there. Here's Walker back to that, trying to wrap around, but Hurtlick was there again. That took a real funny hop, and Flin Flon got a hold of it. Noah Houle at the right point, holds it in. Throws it in, that got blocked. Houle, of course, the lone Bomber goal scorer, the only guy to beat Cam Hurtlick in the last 7 periods of hockey. Knocked down at the blue line. Here's Richmond out front. Stick save made. Hurtlick, he'll throw it to the corner. Buckler is in there. Trying to get a little bit of room here. Davis grabbed it, can't get out. Silvestri can't get a stick on it, though, and Barrow back to center. This is Richmond. Plays it ahead to Pierce. He'll tap it back across the Estevan line. That's dug out. Richmond knocked it down in center. He'll flip it back in. Miley goes back to get it. Miley back to that around the boards. Picked up here by Barrow. Barrow. He's got a hold of it. Played it ahead to Davis. Knocked down by Tanchuk. He'll lift it back down the ice. And Babick waited for it. Back to center ice. Fillion bumped off the play. Chow's got it for Flin Flon, and he'll send it in. Hurtlick stopped it back of the goal. Here's Babick again. Had to be careful. Bridger came flying in after him. Dropped it back to Miley. Miley back to center ice. Fillion will chip it inside the Flin Flon zone. This is Tanchuk there to get it. Around the boards. Does get it out. Wilson will grab it on the Bruins side of center. Slaps it off the boards. Back at Flin Flon territory. Icing called. 14-14 to go. 58-31.
Wow.
Andy's Family Food Shops here in favor of Flin Flon here in this first overtime period.
There's Kai Olsen on the ice. He might have been out there before, and I just didn't know.
He was, yeah.
So it's good to see. A little nervous. He seemed pretty safe out there.
Face off inside the Bruins zone. The Bombers win the draw. Lees back to the goal for Mercer. Again, it took a funny hop. It looked like he was going to get free to Kane, but hit a leg at the last second. Fry will hold it in a backhander. Puck is bouncing. Bruins will clear it. Here's a pass for Fillion at center. Fillion across the Bomber line. Got it back out front. Fans are screaming, but you're allowed to hit the pass ahead in the defensive zone.
Yeah.
Learn the rules. Mercer to center. Will dump it back in. Lees will go after it. Tied up in the corner with Pat Gurr. Look out. Lees is down. Puck is underneath him here. Puck squirts free. O'Neill trying to chip it out. Kalora, he's got it. Up the right side, it's Koner. Koner tried to lift that ahead. Von Sprecken stopped it, but picked up by the trailer O'Neill. O'Neill throws it back out front. Silvestri got a stick, got it in the corner. Nice job by Silvestri. He'll clear it down the ice. I don't think it'll have enough for icing. I don't think. No, they wave it off. Guy back to get it. Galinchin on top of him. Cleared back to center ice that time by Getzlaf. There's Poole taken down hard. He loses his stick. Richmond deep in his own zone. Better be careful. Had 2 guys on him. Loses the handle. Back to that to O'Neill. Back out front. Rookie a chance and back close. The one Bomber man, Houle, got taken down, and they double team Richmond. And that's the best scoring chance for the Bruins in overtime, I would think.
Yeah, you got to move that puck a little quicker there, but they got lucky, and a nice save by Harmon Laserhue.
Yep. 13 minutes remaining the first overtime period. Rob Hart might slip game 5 of this best of 7 SPHL quarterfinal between all these playoff warriors. The big mega 7-game series last year. Here we are in this one in the opening round this year. Olofsson racing down the ice, tried to knock it down. Liam Bridger back of the net. Trying to get it out front. Good work by Bridger. Continues to hustle for it. Bridger will work it back out front. There's a chance. Mueller to save again. Cam Herdlicka. Great job by Bridger to set him up. Mueller back of that, back out to Houle. His chance, that goes wide. Flin Flon keeps it in deep. Mueller again. Babick trying to grab a hold of him. Mueller stops, shoots it. Herdlicka the same rebound. They try to dig it in. Mercer throws it out front. Houle's down. And the Bruins can't clear. Kane will hold it in. Bouncing puck does come out. They'll feed it back to Mercer. Dumped in wide of the Estevan goal. Here comes Mueller again out front. Kane couldn't get any wood on it. Bombers working hard here in the overtime period. The puck comes out. And King will race back and get it with the Bruins changing. Kane up the middle. Tap back in that time by Kane. Does Babick ever leave the ice, Mike?
No, he doesn't.
He'll play it back to center, grabbed here by Tanchuk on his horse. Tanchuk gets a chance at winning Hamill. Redirect that over the glass and out of play.
And they apply him, Jason Satarnik. I'm not taking him off the ice. I'm locking the door.
Does he ever get tired?
I don't know, but I'm locking the door so he doesn't come off. Boy, oh boy, he's an iron man out there.
11:42 to go in the first overtime period. A 1-1 tie here. The Bombers and Bruins. Davis, a power play goal late for Estevan, has got us to extra time here tonight. Runke and Silvestri digging in inside the Bruins zone to the right of the goaltender. Herdlicka back to Tanchuk and drive. Herdlicka reaches out. He stops it. Puck is loose. Flin Flon feeds it out front. King a chance. Go. Herdlicka, stop that. The loose puck just grazes the right post. The Bombers thought they had it. I thought they had it, Mike.
I did too, Rob.
King will keep it in. Now the Bruins get it. Barrow fighting off a check. Bachler's hurt. He goes down hard. He wants to get off. Oh, my goodness. Flin Flon will chip it ahead. Stibby's out there. He'll knock it down. Along the boards. Good work here by Stibby. In the corner. Stibby stays with it. Guy's got him tied up. Here's Runke back of the net. Lost it to Stibby. Stibby slides it out front. Grabbed here by Davis. Davis spins away. Did you see what happened to Bachler there? He's shaking up. He's on the bench.
Yeah, it's his leg. He's in a lot of pain, Rob.
They keep throwing these replays up here, so I can't see the time left. There we go. 10:50 to go in the first overtime period. Hopefully Bachler can make his way back out there.
Yeah, he's just trying to see what they're...
Runke and Mercer again. The puck will come back to center. Grabbed here by Von Spreck, and Mercer and Runke collide after the faceoff. Bombers push it back in. That's picked up here by Guy. To Davis. Check back inside the Flin Flon zone. There's Laser Hume out. Gets it ahead to Fry. Lifts it back to center ice. Lee's trying to chip it back to Mercer. Intercepted by Getzlaff. Fired back to the Bomber line. Von Sprecken tied up here. Grab goal by Mercer. Mercer feeds it back over to Kane. Down the wing. Knocked away by Koner. Koner's got it. Flipped it back to Kalora. Kalora at center. Will send it inside the Flin Flon zone. Laser Hume to the corner. Bruins jump on the loose puck. Somebody broke a stick there again. It's Fry. Picked up by Olofsson. He better get it outside the zone here. Ahead to Lees. Lees, good job. He'll chip it down, and Fry can finally get back. And actually, Houle will come out. Nice play by Joey Lees again. Savitsko knocked it down. He'll flip it back in. Under 10 minutes to go in the opening overtime period. Here's Houle. Around the boards, that broken stick still laying out there. Mueller had a chance to end in overtime, gets a hold of it, but knocked away from him. Here's Noah Houle. Lays it back ahead to Liam Bridger. Bridger, quick chance, stick save made. Mueller on the rebound. He fanned on it. Picked up by Miley. Mueller got it back and whiffed on it. Picked up here by Forrest. Or make that Fillion as he gets stood up. Richmond pushes it back out. Bachler trying to get after it. He's back on the ice. There's Jacob Bachler. Knocked it down. Feeds it out front. Bridger a chance. Blocked that time by Whittingham. Back to Richmond. Here's a long shot. Herdlicka will grab that.
Look at Mueller battling in front.
That's where his office is. He's always in front of the goalie.
There he is. He is battling hard there with Evan Forrest. So got an immediate timeout, Rob.
9:09 to go the first overtime. What a game tonight. Bombers, Bruins still even at 1 here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Great North GM
Clear.
is all about quick and easy approval.
All right, sir.
Fast delivery process where all applications are accepted for all types of credit situations. Guaranteed low rates and a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, like our 2023 Chevy Silverado Custom Trail Boss, only $311 bi-weekly. Come get your brand new or new to you pre-owned vehicle at Great North GM in the Paw, where completely satisfied is more than just a slogan.
Look at all the features on my new washer and dryer. This one is for extra spin, and with this one here, I can program a delayed start, though I haven't figured that one out yet. Oh, and it's got all these lights over here. I have no idea what they mean. Oh, and over here...
Sophisticated, not complicated. With a Whirlpool washer and dryer from Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center, you get the technology without the confusion, and you can ask all your questions.
10 seconds.
Whirlpool washer and dryers are simple and efficient, and when you get your Whirlpool at Creighton Furniture and Appliance Center, you know what you're taking home.
You're on.
Long commercial. We're back here in overtime. A 1-1 game. Here's Buckler to center. Buckler across the line. Hangs onto it. He's taken down here. Got tied up there. Bombers were offside. And they'll blow that down with 8:47 to go. Boy, Jacob Buckler looking like he little shake and bake out there. One step away again from going in.
I'm glad to see him back out there because I wonder if he might have got winded or something because he looked like he was in a bit of distress. But boy, oh boy.
I think when you're going as fast as these guys are and you hit the ice, you're going to get the wind knocked out.
Yeah.
Face off for the Bruins outside their own blue line. King knocked that one away. Miley, though, stood him up at the blue line. Gets it back, King. This is Lee's after it. And boy, Miley did a great job. Knocked down 3 or 4 shots, and Bombers finally get it in. That's swatted away by Hrdlicka. Lifted back up the ice. The alley-oop pass here for Davis. Davis knocked King down. Township there to help out. Can't get the puck out, though. Davis down on the ice. Flin Flon gets it back. This is Kane. Lifts it ahead to Lees. Couldn't knock it down. Babick out there again with Mercer on top of him. He'll throw it off the boards. Picked off by Kane. A quick chance. Babick knocked it down. Here's Fry. Shoots it. Blocked again. And the Bruins look like they get an odd man rush out of this. This is Barrow down the wing. Throws it out front. Fry gets back to tie. Frunky. There's a chance fired on target by O'Neill. Again, great action end to end. Picked up by Von Sprecken. Set up the right side to Olofsson. He'll chip it in for Kane. It rolls back to the Bruin net. Mueller there. He'll knock it down. Mueller down hard back of the Bruin net. Puck underneath him. Koner. Quick pass to O'Neill to center. Here's O'Neill across the line. Long shot in under the glove of Harvard Laserhume. The puck goes back to the net. O'Neill gets drilled back there. He's down. And Bridger will come back the other way. O'Neill really slow to get up. Here's O'Neill to center. Bridger to center. Dropped it back to Mueller. Bridger back to blue line. Fry misses it. Gets underneath the stick and it rolls back down the ice. Von Sprecken had to be careful. Up the boards to Fry. Fry spins, gets it out. Bridger tapped it back to Stibbe. Here's Stibbe quickly across the Estevan line. Flying down the right side. Stibbe back of the net. He'll hang on to it. Stibbe to the blue line. That's been a shot. One-timer just missed. Right side on Cam Hrdlicka. Flin Flon trying to keep it in. Here's Houle at the blue line. Shot got blocked. Picked up by Chow. Shovels that towards the front of the net. Swatted away by Hrdlicka. Under 7 minutes to go in the opening overtime period. Kelowna off the boards. Richmond gets a piece of it. Gets it ahead to Chow. This is Chow again. Long shot. Hrdlicka. Double handling it. Chow on his own rebound. And it never made it through. I think Miley blocked it. Here's Vockler. Here's a chance. And that sails over top of the net. Oh, the Bombers getting some chances again. But either Hrdlicka stopping him or they're missing the net. Silvestri knocked down. Looks like Estevan's a little bit gassed here, Mike.
Yeah.
Flin Flon can try and keep it in. Nice job by Galenchik. Comes over and pins up Silvestri along the board. They both fall down. Puck bounces out front. Silvestri. He'll tap it back in deep for Galenchik. Galenchik took a bit of a slash there from Gatstoff back net. They center it out front. Off the skate that time of Kelowna. Here's Houle. Trying to make something happen. Flin Flon trying to get a line change in here. Bruins will get the puck. They'll play it down the ice. Icing called, and they can't get off the ice when you ice it. Opportunity possibly knocking here for the Bombers.
Boy, he does. Yeah, he's going to call a timeout. Jason Satornik.
He has no choice.
I think that's a very good move by the coach.
He knows how gassed his guys are. Let's see what's happening out of town. Battleford a 5-3 lead on Weyburn in the third period. Melfort with about 12 to go, still leading the Ron's 1-0. And the Humboldt Broncos up on Nipawin tonight, Mike, 5-2. But a lot of time left, still over 15 minutes in the third period.
Wow. Yeah, those late, well, they're not late starts, they are late stops. Boy, the Bombers have done a great job here in overtime, but you know, that always worries you. You get a lot of pressure, and then it goes down the other way. But
look at the shots.
Yeah.
64 to 34 in favor of Flin Flon here tonight.
34 is a good shot amount for a game, but 64 is unreal.
So the Bombers have got 12 here in overtime, and the Bruins only have 4 shots here in the overtime period. But Harmon Laser-Hume kind of fighting the puck a little bit the last couple of shots as well.
He did on that one shot for sure, Rod. You're right.
So Jason Tartanek does the smart thing, calls the timeout, gives the guys a much-needed rest. Kangaroo will take the face-off here against Mercer. Flin Flon wins the draw, but they can't get anything going. Now they dump it in deep. This is Getzlaff back of the net. Getzlaff swinging away from Mercer. Boy, they needed that timeout big time. They do get it out. Kane will pick it up and lift it back. Kalora on top of it will hammer it back inside the Flin Flon zone. And boy, Bruins can't get off the ice quick enough. Tanchuk in the corner for King. King will pick it up, start to skate away for Flin Flon. Threads the needle. This is Kane. Quick chance, kicked away again by Cam Hrdlicka. Another shot for Flin Flon. They work it back to the blue line. King calling for it. Bouncing puck, spins, fires, and Hrdlicka's got it. 5:15 to go in the opening overtime period here tonight.
Wow. Like we said, it could go a long time, and Cam Hrdlicka is the reason it is going a long time here, with keeping the Estevan Bruins in this game. The Bombers have played a great overtime, I think.
Valentin set for the face-off against Runke, once again deep in Estevan territory to the left of Cam Hrdlicka. Off the draw, the Bombers try to get it down. Runke will pick it up, he'll hammer it on the boards, took a funny hop, but picked up here by Barrow. Barrow fights off Silvestri and flips it back in the Flin Flon zone. Fry is there to get it. He blows a tire, goes down hard. Puck laying there. Vockler played it ahead. Runke gets a stick on it, but Silvestri stays with him. Silvestri and Vockler take off. There's a long shot. Hrdlicka will steer it in the corner. Rebound, sent back out to center. Von Sprecken will dump it in. Here's a bouncing puck. Picked up by Miley in the corner. 4:41 to go here in overtime. This is Babic. The Koner at center. Koner down the right side, fires it in, kicked away, Laser-Hume. Mueller lifted it back. Here's Bridger down the right side. He'll dump it back in for Olofsson. Lifted away from him, Koner back to get it. Look out, Bridger takes a run at him. Bridger back of the net. Left it there for Olofsson, can't get in position. O'Neill is there. And back down the ice it goes. Actually does it as he gets it over the glass. 4:08 remaining here in the opening overtime period.
Jason Tatarnik telling his troops to just stay calm. They're panicking a little, I think he thinks, and just slow it down a bit.
4:08 remaining, first overtime period, a 1-1 game, 66-34. The shots in favor of Flin Flon. They're looking for more again off the face-off, but the Bruins will gain control. That's Miley, hard off the boards. Hool knocked it down, throws towards the front of that safe. Hrdlicka, look how smooth that was.
Yeah.
Right off the stick and up into the glove.
Yeah, you've said it a number of times. He's in the zone.
15-5, the shots for Flin Flon here in the overtime period. Big face-off here for Joey Lees. It's Lees, Mercer, Kane, Richmond, and Hool on the back end. Another face-off win for the Bombers. Here's Hool's chance. Redirects. Lees after it off the side of the net. Runke will get it off. I thought he might just leave it there, but he did dig it off. Bruins get it back to center. This is Davis, who's got the big goal for them in the third period tonight. Flin Flon gets it back, though. This is Richmond. Ahead to Lees, can't get across the blue line. Now they fire it back in. Runke is there. Oh, he almost coughed it up to Mercer, got in on him, but Runke will get it back. The smooth skating Runke's got some room. Here's Davis. Back across the Bomber line, throws it in deep. Laser-Hume will get a stick on it in the corner. Picked up by Barrow. Barrow was the overtime hero in Game 3, could be very dangerous. ties up with Richmond. Puck is laying there. Out of the corner. They score! Davis! Estevan has done it! They've won a game in Flin Flon, and will have a chance to wrap up the series at Estevan on Sunday. Davis, the big player tonight, Mike, he got the tying goal. He gets the game winner, and the Whitney Forum is stunned.
Yeah, Laser Hume really distraught over that. The Bomber bench, heads hung down. Boy, oh boy. As I said, Rob, the Bombers took the play to the Bruins, and just one quick shot, and it was a good shot. There's Kenny Marquardt consoling his goaltending partner, Laser Hume. Not his fault at all. That was a good shot. Kenny doesn't like that puck staying in the net. He scoots it out.
So the Estevan Bruins find a way to get her done here tonight, Mike Slip, and you said it. Sometimes you can have all the pressure at the one end of the ice and they get a chance, and that was actually a broken up play.
Yeah.
I thought Runke was tired. He was right back deep in his corner. He had a couple of guys draped on him. Yeah. Made a heck of a play to get it down the ice and feed it back to Davis, and boy, that's a big win for the Bruins tonight, is it not?
Huge win. The Bombers have to shake it off right now, get their head straight, and go into a tough building. It isn't going to be easy, Rob, as you know.
Tell me about it. I've been there many times the last couple of years.
Yeah. So a solid effort. You're right. Look at the guys over in the opposite press box here. They're stunned. They usually would be down by now.
So the Estevan Bruins take the 3-2 lead. A big overtime winner by Cody Davis, the veteran from last year's club there, Mike Slip. One of the carryovers from their championship team from last year.
Just awesome. It's a good team. They deserve everything that they've got this series. And
Cam Hurtlicka, though, just kept him in the game. They kept hanging around. I mean, 67 shots tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an impressive performance.
That's an incredible performance.
You got something else you want to add before we go to break?
No.
Bruins win it. Cody Davis, the overtime hero. Now they get a chance to wrap it up at home on Sunday. Boy, big win for the Bruins in overtime again tonight. 2-1 the final here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Hud Bay is
Clear.
proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for
Yeah, we can. I have the post-game one still ready, but you can.
So much more. Hud Bay has supported our community with
Okay.
dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
Bailey Homes knows that you want your home to be just that, your own. Their ready-to-move homes and on-site builds are customized so that you get exactly what you want. Bailey Homes prides themselves on the quality of the build and providing you with every aspect of their expertise. With years of experience building and moving homes to the north, let Bailey Homes make your dream home a reality. Call toll-free 1-855-773-0217 or visit bailey-homes.ca.
It's a great time for a new Ford F-150 from your friends at Northland Ford. Start your journey with 3.99% APR purchase financing for up to 72 months on select 2023 F-150 models. Plus, eligible Ford owners get a $750 bonus for a limited time. Already love the truck you're driving? Come check out their huge selection of Envy rims that will make any model of truck or SUV pop. Just stop by or call and ask for the parts department. Northland Ford in Flin Flon, where they're loaded up on trucks and proud to be the dealership you tell your friends about.
Your home is important to you. It's where you feel comfortable, which is why when the snow falls and the wind gusts, you need to stay protected. With Jim's Custom Doors and Windows, from the installation of new windows and doors to the replacement of old leaky ones, their technicians can provide. And by installing proper airtight seals and harsh weather-approved products, you can keep your home protected while reducing your energy bill by up to 25%. Call Jim's Custom Doors and Windows today, 687-7071.
Hey, Northern Manitoba. University College of the North is cheering for our northern hockey teams, the Flin Flon Bombers. We know that this is a big deal, and we want to wish the best in the playoffs. A healthy sports tradition and education go hand in hand. At UCN, we believe that here you can win. Good luck and go Bombers.
10 seconds.
University College of the North. Sakino Tigis Kino Magay Nao, Aikanto Patian Nao, UCN.ca, UCN Egotagay, Tagis Panu.
You're on.
And we're back here at the Whitney Forum, and the crowd, I think, stunned as they leave the building tonight here, Mike Slip.
They sure are, and to be honest, so am I. The players are too, and as I say, we all have to regroup, especially those Flin Flon Bombers. They have to shake this off, and boy, oh boy, you know, Cam Hurlica. I don't know.
What do you say?
I don't know what you say.
Well, I'm going to throw this, and I don't know. I know you're not a big Montreal guy, but the only other game, and this was kind of in my head as we're doing the counting down the saves. Patrick Waugh had a 70-some save performance against Boston one year in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean
that's what I was kind of thinking of.
Yeah, and you know, there was a lot of shots from the outside, but there was a lot of good quality
we were
shots.
chatting with Nolan Cole, the play-by-play voice of Estevan, during the commercial break. He's talking about all the goal line scrambles there.
Yes.
He found a way to get a body part on a puck.
Absolutely. In the first period, there was a ton of shots from the outside, but then, as I say, the Bombers started getting bodies in front of the net. He was able to fight through it, get a body part on it, out, down, and out. I mean, there was one time he was nowhere to be found. And came back and made the save in a mad scramble. So it's a tough loss, I'll tell you that.
It certainly is. And the guys are working so hard. And I mean, I really thought Brett Galenchi was going to bury one tonight. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I jinxed the kid.
Well, you're not the only one who said it. As I say, I got a text saying that Galenchi played unbelievable tonight. He was the best Bomber in my mind. And you know, again, you know, we talk about Pangera, Koner, unbelievable what that guy is.
O'Neill was really good tonight.
O'Neill, these guys are Koner is unbelievable. You know, he is very injured, and he just keeps coming back and makes a difference. It's not like he's just floating around. Speaking of which, I thought Jacob Bachler really
gutsy performance by him.
Really gutsy performance, and he was a little off timing-wise at the beginning, but boy, as the game wore on, he was making a difference. And just some bad puck luck with pucks bouncing over his stick, and it could have gone the other way very easily.
Let's recap the scoring. The Bombers did get the first goal. Noah Houle, another good performance. But I don't think I've ever seen Noah Houle play a bad game, if you want me to be honest.
No, but boy, oh boy, I think of that goal. That was one of the prettiest you're going to see, the way he handled that puck. Did you mention Joey Lee's
table setter for sure?
Yeah.
So Lee's got the puck in deep, hung on to it for a while, fed it to Richmond over to Houle, and he gets his first. Looked like it might hold up with the way this game was going. But Cody Davis, what a performance tonight. He gets the tying goal, a power play goal, his first of the playoffs from Pangera and Koner at 12:26. Push it to overtime, and I got the same feeling in this overtime than I did back. I thought we were going to a second overtime, and that's what I thought the first time when Barrow scored. With less than 30 seconds to go, I honestly thought the way it was going here and the way the Bombers were pressing in, couldn't get much by. I thought we were going to get another overtime in, but again, the Bruins found a way to get it done. And Runke, we haven't talked a lot about him, their top scorer, but he had two guys draped on him, Mike. And I thought they're going to keep him in there. He fought off two guys, got the puck to Davis at center. They dumped it in. Runke went in again and fed it to Davis from a sharp angle. He just shot the puck, and I don't know if it just full laser him. If he didn't see it, he wasn't set. But
it was a good
again,
shot.
That's an example of why it's never a bad play to shoot the puck.
Never. And it's hard for me to sometimes say this, but what a smart move by Jason Tatarnik to call that time.
It was. It might have been the game. It might have been the game.
It might have been, because they were dog tired.
Yeah.
The group that was out there, and a real smart move by Coach Tatarnik.
So Flin Flon gets 13 shots in the overtime. They wind up with 67 tonight. The Bruins get 6. They wind up with 36. So Flin Flon pretty much doubling them in shots. But it is the Estevan Bruins who win this game 2-1. And We're talking about how tough it was for the other team to win the other team's building. I told you, as it gets more and more in the tooth like that, that always worries me because sooner or later, Mike Slip, the law of averages catches up with you.
Yeah, absolutely, and there it was tonight.
Maybe this opens up for Flin Flon to win on Sunday.
Yeah, you know, that's the attitude you have to have is, like, don't think about that that the Bombers have a hard time winning there. Just go in knowing that they can. Hopefully you'll see maybe a Dupereau back. I don't know, maybe
That's what I was thinking, and Cole Dupereau really good. And again, I don't want to speak for him, the club, but he is in good spirits. And
sure is.
Put it this way, I wouldn't say it's not. I wouldn't turn down the possibility that it might happen.
Yeah,
nobody's announced this formally, so let's be clear on this.
No, absolutely.
But again, it's not above the realm of possibility.
No, Cole Dupereau wants to play. He told me, but it's not always up to him, and you know he's got to see how that hand works. You know, in a few practices, he said he skated today and it seemed pretty good, but you know he's still got to protect it. So we'll see what happens.
Anyway, Cody Davis, tying goal, the game winner. Kudos to one of the holdovers from last year's championship club, and the Bruins find a way to get her done tonight. The final score here, 2-1. The Bruins now up 3 games to 2. And will head back to Estevan with a chance on Sunday. And again, Cam Hurtlick, 1 goal against in the last 8 periods. It doesn't get much better than that.
No, unbelievable. He played very, very good. And just, you know, one of the best goaltending performances. We said that a lot this year, Rob, but really one of the best goaltending performances I've seen.
And I guess, and the funny thing is, too, and they announced the nominees for goalie of the year, and everybody knew that Dawson Smith and Josh Cote. And I think there's a few eyebrows were raised.
Yes.
When Cam was in there, but my understanding is, and I know a few guys, not just Nolan, but a few of the other guys I was talking. Rory in Humboldt was telling me how good he was at the beginning of the year too. So when this guy gets in the zone like he is now, he's lights out. And boy, Flin Flon, that'll be, I guess, their biggest uphill battle going into Estevan on Sunday. Because I can tell you right now, the Flin Flon will skate. They'll get chances, and I think Flin Flon will play a very good game there. Will they be able to get enough pucks past him to win the game, I guess, is the big challenge heading in there.
I think they got to just get bodies in front because you're not going to beat them, like we said 100 times, from the outside at all from the long shot. See Jaden Mercier's mom and dad here, too, tonight.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with the post-game show awards here momentarily. Maybe we'll get Nolan Cole on for his take. Always enjoy talking to Nolan. Have you ever met a nicer guy than him?
Oh, I really enjoyed. I follow him on Twitter, and he's a great broadcaster. You know, I had a number of people say tonight how much they enjoyed listening to him. You know, of course, the Bass I'm standing next to, but listening to on hockey TV the last couple of nights. Nolan Cole is a true gentleman. Wears a nice bow tie too.
Yeah, I guess he does. Very, very fashion conscious.
Yeah, he sure is.
Anyway. Bruins get this one done, 2-1 the final, up 3 games to 2. We'll take a break, come back with Mike Slip's post. You got those post-game show words ready to go?
I think so, Rob.
We'll take a break, keep you in suspense for a few minutes longer here on 102.9 CFER FlinFlonOnline.com.
You're busy, and nobody knows that more than you. And you forget things, like appointments, where you put your keys, even to eat. Just a friendly reminder from Eddie's Family Foods to get a bite from the grab-and-go section or the full flavor of the meat department. Eddie's knows that for your family, you can't forget. So remember, they have fresh, store-made items you can't get anywhere else. Eddie's Family Foods, your uptown grocery store, still big enough to serve you and small enough to care.
Hud Bay is proud to be a sponsor of this Bomber broadcast. From donations for bursaries, hockey schools, clubs, community events, charities, and so much more, Hud Bay has supported our community with dedication and generosity, contributing to events and organizations. Hud Bay thanks the people of Flin Flon for their continued support.
Snow check time is here at Frontline Sport and Leisure. Custom build and design a 2024 Polaris sled exactly how you want it, with exclusive features, options, and a special warranty. Only available during Snow check. Choose your color, tracks, windshield, shocks, and more. There's over 1,000 combinations to choose from, going on now till March 29th. To hear more about the Snow check program, stop in at Frontline Sport and Leisure today or call 688-3333. Frontline Sport and Leisure, building dreams, one sled at a time.
Brew for two at Chicken Chef. From 7 until close every Tuesday night, you can enjoy their famous chef burger for $2 when you purchase an on-tap draft. Plus, Wild Wing Wednesdays every Wednesday night from 7 till close. Order a grown-up beverage and receive an order of Jumbo Chef wings for free. Special
10 seconds.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but at Chicken Chef for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it always feels like home. Dine in or take out at Chicken Chef, proud sponsors of this Bomber broadcast.
You're on.
Alrighty, it's post-game show award time there, Mike Slip. KFC 3-star selection, letter buck.
I'm gonna give the third star to who I think was the best Bomber out there, Brent Kalinchen. What a find he's been, as I say, from Minnesota. He's had a great playoff series here. Number 2 with the game winner, Cody Davis.
He had both goals.
Both goals, that's right. And
Yep.
he's a great player, and how could I not pick this guy? As you know, you and I were talking.
67. Oh, sorry, I didn't
No,
bag.
go ahead. 67 shots, 66 saves.
It's incredible.
It's one of the best goaltending performances I've seen. You and I said it. The Bombers outplayed the Estevan Bruins tonight.
Had a good game here.
They played very well, but they couldn't beat Cam Herdlicka. And so, number 1 star tonight is Cam Herdlicka. And then the pharmacy warrior of the game, I'm going to give it to Jacob Bockler. I mean, we know he's hurting. He got hurt again tonight somehow.
Well, shaken up.
Yeah, it might have been. I think he was probably winded, but came back, and he was his timing was a little off, it seemed, at the beginning, like we said. But as the game progressed, he got better. He just had some bad puck luck with the puck bouncing over his stick a couple of times. So Jacob Bockler gets the pharmacy warrior of the game.
So we'll see what happens for Sunday night, but it'll be interesting to see who is in the lineup. And, long bus ride again tomorrow, Mike. Another 10 hours and then right back at her Sunday. So, but again, I mean, Flin Flon had a great game here tonight. I mean, I didn't think anybody didn't show up. I thought, well, you mentioned Galench. We talked lots about him, but Noah Houle got the goal. He was great tonight.
Mueller.
I thought Richmond and Tanchuk played good on the back end. I thought that Liam Bridger created Mueller. I mean, there's a lot of guys that played hard, but which I guess it almost makes it more frustrating when you play that hard and lose compared to just having an off night, I guess, right?
That's overtime, like we said, Rob. You can be the best team on the ice, but one quick goal changes it. So there he goes, Coach Jason Tatarnik. He's not smiling yet, but
his good luck charm is he's not been wearing the hat here for the last 3 games. It's working for him.
Yeah, he's a different-looking guy without the hat, but boy, he made a great coaching move.
Calling the timeout.
He's telling Nolan to hurry up and get going here. So
he wants to go over and have a chat. Anyway, kudos to the Estevan Bruins. They find a way to get. Oh, look at that 50-50. Didn't make it to 20 grand tonight, but very good. Well over 16,000. So
they're very good.
Somebody went home happy. We'll take one last break and come back with a wrap up. I believe Mike Reagan has texted me. He will not be coming up tonight, but we might get lucky and get Nolan on with some post game comments from him as this series will go back to Estevan for Game 6 here on Sunday. I think Tertanic's coming up to talk to him, so probably not. I guess he's in a good mood. The chance to close it out.
Wow.
On home ice here on Sunday night. Anyway, we'll take one last break. Might come back with a wrap-up, see what's happening out of town, and set things up for Estevan on Sunday. Day off for you. Can you make the trip and come up?
No, I got to go to Snow Lake tomorrow, Rob. But
that's tomorrow.
Yeah, but I still got to go to Snow Lake.
Yeah, I know. You can drive down.
You think I should go to Sunday? I don't know if Allison Cooper, my boss, is listening, but I'd love to. But I don't think.
Tell me you're down there selling cars.
They got Ford dealers down there, but no, I don't think I'm going to make it. But I'm sure going to listen to you.
It's okay. Sure? Yep. So there we go. Anyway, thanks again tonight, Mike. We'll take one last break. Come back with a wrap up here on 102.9 CFER and FlinFlonOnline.com.
Clear.
May not feel like it just yet, but spring has sprung at PharmaSave.
Hip.
New clothing items from the Kathleen Lily White collection allows you to be comfy as you dress to impress. Warm up that green thumb with garden items so you're able to plan early. Plus, new electronic items and the M&M Express Food Market will excite and delight. With knowledgeable pharmacists, helpful staff, visit when you need to or just to check out all the new items. Your life, your store, your PharmaSave.
Great North GM is all about quick and easy approval. A fast delivery process where all applications are accepted for all types of credit situations. Guaranteed low rates and a great selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, like our 2023 Chevy Silverado Custom Trail Boss, only $311 bi-weekly. Come get your brand new or new-to-you pre-owned vehicle at Great North GM in the Paw, where completely satisfied is more than just a slogan.
What are you doing with that KFC famous chicken sandwich?
I am unwrapping it, enjoying it, and saving the spicy one for later.
No. Take a picture of the famous chicken sandwich from KFC, hashtag it, reel it, post it, boost it, make a long video, reaction video, tutorial video.
Nah, I don't want to do what everyone else does. I just want to have my triple breaded buttermilk marinated filet.
10 seconds.
The only like I care about is my own, because the KFC famous chicken sandwich is so good.
You're on.
And welcome back. Quickly before we sign off here tonight, let's see what's happening with the Frontline Sport and Leisure out-of-town scoreboard tonight. Not looking good for the Weyburn Red Wings, but everybody was really excited after they won the first game. But that Battleford team is so good. Battleford's up 7-3 with just under 5 minutes remaining. Humboldt has eliminated the Nipawin Hawks, so the first team out of the postseason this year. But, you know, it's interesting. I was chatting with Jeremy Corrigan, who was down in Estevan for Game 4, and he's watched every game in the series. And I asked him about that, and he said, you know what? You can really tell that Nipawin's just doesn't have any playoff experience. But I'll tell you what, remember where you heard this first? They're going to be very good. They got a lot of carryovers back next year, Mike Slip, and I think the Nipawin Hawks next year could be one of the top-tier teams.
Mind you, little of the Battleford Stars last year. They were built for this year, and boy, oh boy, look what they've done. Anyway,
Humboldt has eliminated Nipawin. They win 6-2, and another overtime game between LaRange and Melfort. Boy, those goaltenders, Favreau and Dawson Smith, just incredible. It's 1-1 heading to overtime for the third time in that series already.
Yeah, that boy, I should watch a couple of those games on Hockey TV, the replays.
I mean, everybody knew it was going to be a tight series and not a lot of goals, and it's living up to its billing, is it not?
Absolutely right.
Opening night of the Manitoba Junior Hockey League playoffs, the Stampeders get the best of the Dauphin Kings 2-1. Verdun doubles up on OCN tonight 4-2. We also had Portage in double overtime, beating Niverville 5-4, and another overtime game tonight saw Winkler get by Steinbach by a score of 5-4. Any closing comments, Mike Slip, before we wrap it up for hopefully not the last time this year?
Well, I sure hope not, Rob, because I love doing this with you. But Bomber fans got to be proud of these young men. They played fantastic tonight. They played fantastic all through this season, especially this last little run with bad injuries. And let's hope we're back here.
Well, we'll see what Flin Flon can do. Nothing to lose heading to Estevan for the big Game 6 on Sunday night. Remember, that's going to be an 8 o'clock Manitoba start time once again. So, Mike, again, thanks for all your help throughout the year. And here's hoping that you get another opportunity to do this again this year. If not, well, we'll see you next season.
See you next year. We'll see you throughout the season, Rob. Always a pleasure. Thanks for letting me do this with you.
So, Mike Slip, color commentator throughout the year and tonight. A big thanks to him. Also want to thank, of course, Jason Tertanik and Mike Reagan for their comments before the game tonight. Great to catch up with Cole Tanchuk. What a performance he had in Game 5. Played steady again, our opening intermission tonight. And the Mauler, Braden Malsbury, getting set for overtime in Melfort tonight, giving us kind of a little bit of a sneak peek of that Melfort-Laurent series, our guest in the second intermission. And, of course, Raphael Saray, our operator-in-chief, as the Bruins finally get her done at the Whitney Forum. Cody Davis gets both goals, including the overtime winner tonight. They hold off the Bombers 2-1. Our next broadcast from beautiful Affinity Place in Estevan. And here's the thing, I will not be able to get on the air till 1:45 that night. We got Truth for Today and Anchor Point, a couple of Christian programs we got to run. But we should get on about 1:45, so I guess I'll have to make sure the interview's a little bit not as long.
Not as long, yeah. But you've been able to get them in the last couple of nights.
It'll be a little bit. I usually got 20 minutes to work with, only 15 on Sunday. We'll see what we can do anyway. We'll be on the air 50 minutes before the opening faceoff as the Bombers fight to stay alive and try to force the Game 7 back at the Whitney Forum, which, by the way, will be played here on Tuesday. So, again, Cody Davis, both goals, as the Estevan Bruins knock off the Flin Flon Bombers by a score of 2-1 here on 102.9 CFAR and FlinFlonOnline.com.
This has been a presentation of Bomber Hockey on 102.9 CFAR, a division of
Yes, sir.
Radio Limited 1982.